Midnight music. Midnight music. Midnight music. Midnight music.
Monitor the stream too. But no, I forgot what happened. So there was this. I don't. Do you remember Brady from Pike? Will Brady Habib or
Yes.
whatever?
Yes,
He
I
dated
do.
a
That's
he
the name I've heard in
dated a
long time.
really hot chick for a while, and they broke up after college, which sucks. And I thought they were awesome. I forgot what her name was, but she went into like television and film and shit. Oh, Allie Weidman, Allie something.
No,
Like I
don't
know her
her.
face. If I know I can see her face.
Tep had an alley that
No,
but
she wasn't in
she dated Tep for a very long
No,
time.
Allie was she wasn't in sorority. She was a bartender for a hot minute.
Oh, okay. Okay, copy it. I have no idea who she
Yeah,
is
no,
then.
she was on. So anywho, I had been in grad school around the time that I guess Brady was pledging Pike because he used to hang out at the Pike House, because of course. And I remember,
Dude, Pike had a dope house on Meadowbrook.
mhm,
It was a dope house. They also had the other one a few blocks over. That was even better.
yeah, but yeah, we had both houses, and so freaking for some reason I was just in the house when he was like pledging. You come in, you're like, "Hi, sir," blah 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 blah, like out of the blue. So years later, I'm hammered at like senior happy hour or whatever because I'm working there or whatever and shit like that. And I run into Brady, and I'm talking like 7, 8 o'clock is at night. So like I'm good. like I'm doing really well for myself. Brady brings his whole family, and I become a chatty fucking Kathy, talking about the time I ran into him when he was a pledge as a freshman. To his entire family.
God, that's hilarious. Got him.
Oh man, what a time! I miss the Q's happy hour, friends. I know you went to like a Bible school or Bible college and everything, and let me tell you about the gloriness that was McKeeb's happy hour. All right, so
Dude, I want to hear about the priest happy hour. I'm sure they went fucking wild.
Tuesday nights was cheap apps night, and it was also when residents Tuesday nights we had what was called PJs and Praise, which is what it sounds like. Worship night. Basically, everyone comes in their pajamas.
PJs and Praise. That's amazing.
Exactly.
I'd go at least once. I'd go once.
I would not.
But it's over at 9:45, so we would drive to Krabby Joe's. It's a kind of like a TGI Fridays chain in Canada, and it was cheap apps. Like appetizers were.
Is it the Applebee's of Canada?
Exactly.
Okay.
I don't think Krabby's really exists anymore. It's the Krabby Joe's that's near me is a Mary Brown's Fried Chicken now, which better than KFC.
Whoa. You do not talk badly about the Colonel. All right.
Is it better than Popeyes? Fred, have you ever had Popeyes?
Oh, there is a Popeyes in Owen Sound, like over this way. I friggin' love Popeyes, man. Spicy deluxe chicken sandwich all day.
I go back and forth to which is better, Popeyes and KFC. I like both pretty much equally, but if I had to choose between the two, damn, depending on the day,
Depends on the day.
I'd probably
Depends
go
on the day.
Popeyes. Depends on the day. I mean, like if they're right next to each other, I'm definitely going to both at one point. Like if I'm like I'll drive by on Monday and Thursday, I might go, ooh, I might do KFC this time.
Right?
But it's not like Vic. Have you ever seen like those KFC Taco Bells? It's like in the same building. They're right next to each other.
Yeah, because they're both by
They're both owned by the same parent company.
Yum Brands or whatever.
Yeah, so they put them in the same building. I'm like, God damn it, this is such a good idea.
Yo,
Get a
Yes,
Baja
pizza,
Blast
Taco
from
Bell,
Taco Bell and then chicken from KFC, and you just cry.
so funny story. The Colonel I don't know if it's actually confirmed, but the Colonel's a Pike.
Is he really? That's funny. Dude. When 2020 when
Please
Nash,
tell me what that
Jared,
means.
and
Oh,
I,
it's a fraternity, Pi Kappa Alpha, that I was affiliated with back in the day.
Right.
dude, Pikes were a lot of fun. My uncles a Pike.
Nice.
Yeah, I think one or two of them are Pikes. And one on each side, I think. I know one of them was, and the second one might have been.
No.
So actually, my my boss's fiance is also a Pike.
Really?
Yeah, dude, he's awesome. Mike's a really good guy, and yeah, he's a Pike. He went to Pike at Rutgers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they burned their house down too.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
So yeah, I know a lot of Pikes.
Yeah, and yet you went Tep.
I was in Tep. I got you know why I got denied from Pike.
Oh,
So
really?
it was my first semester, sophomore year. Roman and I were hanging out a lot at the Pike house, and Roman and I were roommates. And Pike really wanted Roman to pledge, like really, really badly, because Roman had a connect for weed and he was cool. Girls loved him, so it was just great for fraternity. But Roman was just like, didn't do it. And then I was also rushing, and I wanted to join Pike, and I never got a bid. So then next semester I did TEP instead,
Fair enough.
because they had 6 guys at the time. So they were like, they're like, wait, you want to join? I'm like, yeah.
All right.
And they're like, yeah, I talked
You
to...
talked to Dave about wrestling, right?
I talked to Dave about wrestling, and we were friends with Jack. Jack was not in TEP, but he lived at the TEP house.
Was it Swanson?
So we were... No, Jack Sewell.
Okay, because I know a Jack Swanson. Because
No.
he was Teak.
Jack was not in Greek.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Jack came from Lexington,
I
Massachusetts.
was going to say like Lexington,
So-
Kentucky. I was like, oh, okay.
That money.
Oh, I know
And
nothing about Massachusetts, so.
And both of his, it's old money.
Oh, so
Lexington's
it's like
old
North
money.
Shore, Long Island. I got it.
Yeah.
I understand.
And both his parents are lawyers.
Oh.
And both of Jack's parents are lawyers. So it's just like, bro,
goodness.
like that's the kind of guy Jack is. So anyway, Jack lived in the TEP house. So Drew and I would hang out all the time. They ever showed a picture of me from Halloween in sophomore year dressed as Duffman holding a shotgun?
Like an actual shotgun?
Yeah.
Like an actual real shotgun.
No, I don't think you have. I feel like I've seen the Duffman. I don't think I've seen you with the shotgun in your head.
I'll see if I can find it, because that was Jack's shotgun.
Oh, Smiley's here.
Because-
Will, you got a little bit of a superlative.
Hi, Smiley.
You're her
Oh,
favorite
hell
white
yeah.
man.
Hell yeah, that's a hell of a compliment. You know how many of us are there, Ricky? You know how many of us, there's so many of us out there. I'm your favorite. Wow. Woo! What an honor.
You ready to give a speech? Jesus.
Yeah. Let me take off my hat so I can pay with proper respects to my fellow white brethren. Yeah, that frets. I'm better than you.
Hey, that's okay, man. There's always going to be people better than me. That's why I say in my intro, I'm your second favorite Canadian, even though you're American still.
True.
Who's the first favorite Canadian? 'Cause it's not Bret Hart.
Edge, Christian.
I do have a Canadian that is above Frets. It's no offense to Frets, and he knows that.
Oh, I know. Hey, dude.
Where is it?
Sorry, Fretz, you're my favorite Canadian.
You're my
Thank you.
top 5, but then again, I don't
Appreciate
really know. I don't even know personally more than 5
My
Canadians.
my,
so.
my cousin and his husband left the
Number
states
one,
to immigrate.
Oh, they went to
Black.
expat?
No,
no,
like
they're expats essentially.
expats. I mean, yeah, they're
Expatriate,
no longer
yeah,
U.S.
they're no longer
citizens.
US.
Expatriate, yeah. So they're officially Canadian citizens, which honestly pretty cool.
Hey, good for them.
Yeah, they moved to Vancouver.
Yeah, speaking of Taco Bell, so I found this video on TikTok and it's fucking hysterical. It's about like it's like a Taco Bell board meeting. You don't even need to see it, you can just hear it. It's gonna be fucking great. Listen to this.
You've heard of beans, rice, cheese, beef. I've heard of them. Yeah. What about beef, rice, cheese, beans? Oh my God.
This is a brand new thing nobody's seen before.
Look at his turtleneck. He's clearly an innovator.
He just gave me a 5-layer burrito in my pants.
He's not lying. But wait, there's more. Random chip. Disgusting. I love it. It adds texture. Texture. 2 words. Crunch. Crunch. According to my research, humans will eat food.
The drugs will have no idea what hit them. And when they're coming home from Taco Bell, neither will the people crossing the street.
Boom shakalaka. There's no way he's thinking about French fries. Question mark.
French fries?
That's thinking outside the bun, bitch. Should we try to get something outside of our kitchen? Something we've never done before? No. Our kitchen is a thrift store, and it'll stay that way. We're using what we got. It's like hand-me-downs. Yes.
Shouldn't we do something healthy?
Of course. More beef.
More beef. What about the FDA?
What about F-U-C-K? You.
And sir, how many layers are we talking?
Oh my God!
Oh my fuck!
You've heard of beans, rice, cheese.
Taco Bell's the biggest scam ever. Oh, look who it is. Wow, talk about greetings from the Great White North. Haha. Fretch, you have a friend.
Who is the great? I can't see who that is. Is that Ryan?
No, that is not Ryan. That is not Ryan at all.
Okay, I can't tell who that is. I can't even see that username.
Yeah, well, I know who it is, and that's the best part about it. We'll just keep it.
Okay, hello, other fellow Canadian.
Yes. All right. Hope you got your, Oh, well. Guilty.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, then now I know.
You spelled
now I know.
favorite wrong.
Don't get into a war of English right now. Please do not. We'll never get the show done. We'll never get the show done.
And if you make a crack at me for saying the letter Z again,
I don't make a
Just
crack
have a
at you for
hockey
saying
stick
Z.
Will did.
Well,
Or he
Zed's
laughed.
fine. Zed is, well, here's the thing. Zed's a word. Zed is 3 letters.
And Zed is the best villain in Power Rangers.
Not
that
gonna lie,
is Lord
though,
Zed. Damn it. You say the
if-
full name.
if a letter had to be a word, I'm glad it's Zed, because Zed, it just sounds amazing. It sounds better actually than the Z.
I guess, yeah.
Z.
Z.
I like Zed. Zed is dead, baby. Zed is dead.
Oh man. Speaking of which, I can't wait to go back to Comic-Con and run into like 7 Power Rangers again. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, dude, you got to hit me for next year's New York Comic Con.
Yeah, I know the dates, which I don't remember off the top of my head, but I know it's like closer to mid-October. It was a little bit early. Yeah.
Dude, there's like a good chance I'm gonna be traveling. my usually like October, November is super busy. I'll tell you off air where I'm probably going in November, like November 1st. It's just not public info yet, so I can't actually say
That's
it.
fine by me. Yeah, when we go totally off a stream. Not off air, because off air could mean we do the post show, but we're still streaming.
Yeah, off the stream. It's fucking awesome. Please put it that way.
All right.
All right. Sorry, Fred, it's not Canada. I could totally say if it was Canada.
Canada is awesome.
Hey,
I spent
cool.
the weekend there. It's a great time.
I would love to go to Canada. Fred, is Toronto nice?
Toronto's a shithole. Go to
God
Niagara.
Wow. Wow. Jeez.
Toronto's one of the worst cities I've ever been to, and I go there like
You
once a year.
clearly haven't been
What's
to
the-
Jersey.
What's the best Canadian city for like American tourism?
All Canadians can, chime in.
Montreal.
Yes, all Canes can chime in, please, Danny. I think your opinion. I'm probably gonna trust a little bit more. Fred's is correct. Excellent.
Montreal is absolutely gorgeous, and there's a lot of great food.
That's what I've
get
heard.
there,
I've
like,
also heard
that's-
there's
Oh, you
plenty of
said
strip
the
clubs.
wrong city.
That's where poutine originated.
Oh, now we're
Poutine
here we go.
was originated there. We got the Montreal smoked meat sandwich.
You
we
had
got
to say
Montreal
Montreal.
bagels.
Goodness gracious, here we go.
Dude, Montreal is
Vancouver's
almost
been,
like a
but
stereotype for
Vancouver's good
Americans at this
too.
point.
God. Fred.
I've never been, but Vancouver's pretty nice. I know people who live in Vancouver. It's really nice out there. Calgary, Banff, Red Deer, Edmonton, even.
All these places I've never been. I think I was in Vancouver like way long ago.
I've never been to Canada.
It's a great time.
I've only left the country. I bet it is. I want to go. I've only left the country for
Halifax is a good
Jamaica
route.
and Spain.
Didn't you go to Spain? Yeah.
Yeah, I was in Spain in October. Yeah, October. Dude, it was right, but it was literally like the week before October 7th.
What was October 7th?
The attack in Israel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it was crazy because one of the guys in our team is a dual citizen with the U.S. and Israel, and I was talking to him. We was talking about this, dual citizenship and like birthright and stuff. And he said it made me want to actually live in Israel. He was like, him and his family were going to move, like planning on moving to Israel like soon.
Well, about that.
And then the next week,
Yeah.
the attack happens.
About that.
I was like, God damn. It was wild.
Yeah, that's wow, look at that. Talk about, I guess, dodging a bullet?
So I guess plans change.
Several.
Cards subject to change.
Seriously. All right, let me put my phone on kind of do not disturb. Kind of. All right.
My phone is in a perpetual state of vibrate.
All right, let's put.
You did.
For real.
I get it.
All right, we good?
Yeah, I have to figure out what the fuck I'm saying for. Okay, I know what I'm saying for the intro. All right, yeah, we're good to go. I'm ready. Slightly distracted, but I'm ready. We're good to go.
Starting in 5, 4. Fred, get the camera through this one. 3, 2.
Midnight music.
Coming up this week on Kings of the Rings podcast, we are officially 39 days at the time of this recording until WrestleMania. But before we get to all of that, we have to start a little bit of an AEW revolution. It's going to be previewing all of AEW, the thing that we kind of never talk about on this show. And more importantly, and more importantly, it is Sting's last match, unless he comes out in a salmon suit. So beware, folks. Be on the lookout for the salmon suit. We're going to get ready to do a giant homage to Sting, an AEW Revolution preview show with one of our favorite Canadians, but not my favorite. Mr. Fretz is here to join us on episode number 369, The Stinger, exclusively here on Wrestle Addict Radio, and it starts right now. I didn't know when I was going to do the salmon suit joke, but I figured it was a great time to do it right then and there. So it's
Perfect.
It's perfect.
It's a bit that never gets old and never dies.
Does. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 369, The Stinger. I am not the Stinger, but I could be V. Mark Henry of the podcast, but I'm not wearing a salmon suit today. My name is King Ricky Rose. Thank you guys for joining us on Wrestle Addict Radio and Kings of the Rings podcast. Links to all the stuff in the description in the description below. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We have a pretty interesting show today. We're going to cover a brand that we don't often cover, but luckily that's where Fretz comes in to cover the stuff that he usually updates on when we do a show on Wednesdays. But here we are. With me, as always, a man who is almost going on a year without incident. Be happy about that. Will Tarashak, how are you?
I'm gonna make it 2 years. Just you
You're
watch.
you're
What's
not
gonna
making
last
it 2
longer?
years.
What's gonna last longer? My days without incident or Roman Reigns' title reign?
Roman Reigns' title reign still.
That's a lot of days, dude. I can make it to
No, you
1,000.
can't.
Easy peasy.
No, you
it's what,
can't.
3
No, you
years?
can't.
Almost a little under
You
3
can't
years.
at all. You
I can
can't.
do it.
No, you
I can-
cannot.
I can
You
do
cannot.
it. How much you want to bet? I can do it.
You're not going to make 1,000 days.
No incidents. What determines an incident?
You're just going to have to figure it out.
Oh, for fuck's sake! I'm fucked.
And of course, with us,
That's it.
Yeah,
it's
there you
over.
go.
That's it. That's just wrap to show up there. I can't go 1,000 days without incident.
Days are numbered. Yes, they are. Days are numbered. Mr. Fretz, God, there's a sting mask. Mr. Fretz is joining us.
It's terrifying. It's terrifying.
There's a sting.
Fretz, I want you.
I'm
I want you to Fretz. I'm serious right now. I want you to dress as Crow Sting every Halloween and just sit outside on the porch with a bowl of candy and just watch the kids be afraid to take candy.
You gotta have the long, wet black hair.
Yeah.
And like the dark trench coat, and just be sitting on a rocking chair with a bat in your hand and a bowl of candy just on your lap and see who approaches.
And then if you scare a kid too much, take the mask off, and underneath is just your face painted as Joker Sting, and just go twice as hard.
Exactly what I was gonna do.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
but
But Fretz, how are you?
I've lived in this house for I'm great. I've lived in this house for 12 years, and I've had one trick-or-treater ever.
Really? That's so
Wow.
sad.
I kind of live on a highway. It's
Ah.
as soon as you get past my house, there's our town's doctor's office, and then the beer store, and then we're getting to the outskirts of Sauble Beach. So yeah, I am doing fantastic. I am some people's second favorite Canadian, the North American treasure, and I'm not wearing this mask the whole time. And yeah, I'm ready to talk about some. It's Revolution. That's this next one. Right? I get all their damn pay-per-views.
I forget that they even have
Yes.
papers, but yes, it is
Yes,
Revolution.
Revolution.
Yes. It
Yes.
is Revolution. I really feel like you should keep the mask on the whole time, but I know about how that can become very cumbersome and everything. So no requirement there. So we're going to talk all about Revolution and all that fun stuff. But first and foremost, like some of the other crazy people in the world, I myself stayed up all night on Friday up till 5 a.m. to watch Elimination Chamber because thank you.
Good for you, Ricky. I would have been my youth.
Yeah. I'm apparently I am still in my youth, or just the fact that I'm just not a bitch. Anywho, so Elimination Chamber was Saturday morning here in the States, and overall it was a good show. I will tell you, Mr. Tarachuk, you did have a clean sweep on the prediction.
I had a clean
You
sweep.
got
I was right with
everything
everything?
correct. I believe everything correct.
No, I thought who did I choose for first female eliminated? Naomi.
That's
It's
like
on
the
a whim.
one thing you messed up on our bonus question.
Okay, I said Raquel. I said
You
Raquel,
said
right?
Raquel. Like Raquel's like maybe the only
Okay,
thing you messed up
yeah.
on.
It was funny. I was thinking Naomi because I was like, this fuck it, someone's gotta do it. But no, I went with Raquel.
Yeah, no, you got close. So with that being said, you are technically in our host lead by 3. You have 11. Kay and I have 8. Although Kay is not going to be here for the show, Kay did leave their predictions for AEW Revolution. But first and foremost, Fretz, were you able to watch Elimination Chamber at all? Tell me your thoughts on it.
I didn't watch it live because I work at 7:30 in the morning on weekends. So I caught
Sorry,
about 5-10 minutes of it on Saturday, and then I watched the replay of it, most of it last night. I still haven't seen Rhea versus Nia, but from what I saw, that it was fantastic. Both Elimination Chambers delivered. I thought the tag team match was well done as well, and even the Grayson Waller effect. It had some funny moments, which I think are going to have a little ripple effects later on.
Honestly,
I don't know why Seth was out there. For real, if this was Grayson Waller, why was Seth Rollins out there to even begin with? He didn't do
listen,
anything.
I have that question all the time with this Cody. Like, Seth, why are you here?
Like, Seth, can you just go? Can you go focus on Drew McIntyre? Like, I'll be your shield.
Stop.
Cody's just like,
I'll be your
the
shield.
thing is, though, nobody asks.
Kiss away the pain.
Seth's getting a main event that no one cares for. That's the problem.
I don't believe in the tag team match. I don't think that's
I don't
happening.
think-
I would
no.
much rather see Rock. Dude, I would much rather see Rock Cody. Absolutely. You kidding me? I want Rock Cody more than Rock Roman low key because Cody's going to get his ass fucking whipped.
It's going to be an interesting build for that. I will say about the Grayson Waller effect. Jesus Christ. Austin Theory saying he went to Outback Steakhouse and got a blooming onion was a brilliant move. It was
Phenomenal.
so good. So what are your overall thoughts on Elimination Chamber in Perth?
Yes.
It was fine. Yeah, I had no problem with it. It was a solid 7, just like I predicted. Clearly, because I got almost every single pick of mine
He
right.
did.
I mean, it was totally predictable, but if it's gonna be predictable, I'd rather it be in a 6-sided steel structure.
Yeah.
Because like the story was kind of blatantly obvious. It was going towards Drew and Seth, and then it was obviously towards Becky and Rhea. Now, would it have been better just to do that on Raw with a regular match instead of an Elimination Chamber and in with an actual cage match? So predictable, but sometimes that's not necessarily a bad thing.
It was a solid thing for me. I think Tiffany Stratton really showed out. Like she had
did.
a lot of good. They have a lot of good plans for her.
Especially for someone like me who doesn't know who she is from NXT.
Yeah, they kept most of
she-
the core of her character.
Yeah, she has a presence about her. And I'm not talking about those double D's either. And I am, but I'm not.
Tiffany Stratton is just
No,
the more athletic Trish Stratus.
Yeah, give her a year to really hone in on that character, and she'll be fighting for a title
Yeah.
sooner rather than later. She's not gonna make an NXT flop. I think she's one who's definitely gonna make it.
I didn't know she was a former like Team USA gymnast either.
I didn't
I was
either.
like, holy crap! I was like, why didn't they talk about this
She'll
earlier?
be hitting Liv Morgan in no time.
Yeah, no, it was a good overall thing. The both chambers were totally fine. I will say this about the men's chamber: they wanted to hurt Logan Paul.
Yeah, I thought the men's chamber was actually excellent because the brass knuckles to Randy was just like, wow, you just put that man out of his misery. Because Randy's doing a really good job selling the back, or maybe his back just actually hurts. I can't really tell. And then Logan Paul's punch, Randy was just like, oh, thank God, I can just lay down.
I guess we're getting Logan Randy at Mania, which I'm kind of okay with.
No, I think Kevin Owens pinned him, right?
I don't remember.
Would you
Orton
prefer?
pinned Logan Paul.
Would you prefer Logan Randy 1-on-1, or would you prefer like a 5-man ladder match
For the US
with
title?
AJ, KO,
LA Knight.
Orton, and LA Knight, and then Paul's the 5th?
I like the ladder match.
Because I like the ladder match too. 'Cause I'd rather have the ladder match than an AJ Styles and LA Knight 1-on-1 match. I don't give a fuck about. And then what does KO even do?
I'm kind of wondering how AJ Styles made it to Australia without falling off the end of the earth.
It's a good
It's a very
question.
good question.
He does think it's flat.
Unan-
He does think it's flat, doesn't he?
unanswered wrestling questions. Add that one to the list. Last but not least, obviously, the main event. Rhea got her proper main event, and as good as Rhea did, and she did a great job. I think this was Nia Jax's best performance that I've ever seen.
Yeah, she was good.
She played the heel monster perfectly.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfectly. And it's really fun that she was born in Australia. Which is great. So they had the presser Thursday night, and she was like, I just want to say I'm so happy to be home with my fellow countrymen.
That's pretty funny.
They booed,
That's pretty
they booed
funny.
the crap out of her. And she's like, I'm so glad that after I was born, my parents moved me to San Diego.
Pretty good. That's pretty good.
Top tier troll.
Yeah, no, it was a fun event. From what I've seen from some of the people who we follow or follow us on the Australian side of things on our social media, they had a great time. Seemed like a really, really fun atmosphere.
The stadium was gorgeous. I loved the fireworks. So many.
Yo,
fireworks,
the
dude.
sunset, like during the first couple of matches.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, I was like,
gorgeous.
this is dope.
There was a gorgeous stadium, great crowd. They were into everything.
The stadium's only 6 years old, apparently.
Damn. Yeah, it was fun. It was a
Fun
good
time.
show.
I did hear about so remember when Dom was out there and then like they had to kick like Dom away and everything, and it like blacked out the screen
Yeah.
for like a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was because the entire people in the front row by him were like flipping him off.
That's hilarious. Yeah, they hated him. It's not frequent that the boos are so loud you can't hear them speaking into a microphone.
Yeah, it was bad, but glorious, glorious.
was really
nonetheless. So
good.
yeah, elimination.
It was really
Yeah,
good.
so we've got 39 days or no pay-per-views or PLEs up until Mania.
Thank
so
God.
we're gonna have a fun time. But switching gears finally to AEW Revolution, which is going to be happening this Sunday because AEW still does events on Sunday in North Carolina. March 3rd, I think like 8 p.m. I definitely will not be watching it live because I think I have plans. I don't even actually know. So this is one of the original 4 AEW pay-per-views, which goes with Revolution, Full Gear, All In, and All Out. I believe were the original 4. They now have a couple more, but Revolution happens to be kind of like, yeah, it's Sunday. Mr. Wild P, thank you for joining the show, by the way. So yeah, it is going on this Sunday, AEW Revolution. And the big thing about AEW Revolution that people are going to obviously tune in for is the fact that the man we know as Sting, the icon, or Shivani with and there goes the Sting mask again. Or Shivani would like to scream that it's Sting, even though he really has no voice these days. This is allegedly Sting's last match. So we're going to take some time right now to talk about the Jesus, Fred, that thing is so stretched out. We're going to talk about the legend.
Did you put it through the wash?
Seriously. It's not supposed to be in the dryer. It's supposed to hang dry. Yeah, that's a thing. We're gonna talk about.
That was good.
Thank you. I haven't done laundry in 3 years, but I know what happens when you do those things. So we're gonna take some time to talk about the legend that is the Stinger. Someone who's I think 25 different championships, multi-time world champion. We're talking about a WCW champion, an NWA heavyweight champion. I don't remember him holding any titles in WWE. Man's wrestled all across the world. Oh, Taquan's here. That's great. Man's wrestled all across the world, except for wrestling The Undertaker when they should have had a chance, except the fact that he jobbed Triple H in his only WrestleMania appearance ever, and Seth Rollins almost sent him to an early retirement. Let's not forget about that. So with all that being said, Fretz, we're going to bring it to you since you are our esteemed Canadian guest. What are your thoughts on the Stinger and his potential retirement? We haven't seen the salmon suit yet, but it might happen.
I'm still holding out hope for a salmon suit. If I had anything even remotely like that, I would have gotten that out for the occasion for the mask here. So now I've always kind of liked Sting because I got into wrestling right around the time the NWO was getting hot.
For life.
And his feud with Hogan was just getting underway. You had all this build. Mind you, it was over a year long because either Sting was injured or they were trying to keep this thing on the back burner until Starrcade 97. The lesser said about the match itself, the better, but Sting has always been friggin' Bret Hart, Nick Patrick, just that could have been WCW's magnum opus, but that was the beginning of the end for that company, in my opinion, for that. But no, Sting's always been a constant. I saw only a little bit of his TNA run. I stopped I couldn't watch TNA past like 2008. He's always been a constant. I've always been, a fan of his. I got to see him wrestle live last year at Forbidden Door, and he was pretty gingerly walking and getting around back then because Sammy Guevara put him through a table.
Did he jump up something high?
He didn't jump off of anything high, even though the CN Tower was right there. He could have done it.
in the arena, friends. Jesus.
This wasn't to kill himself.
My God. What?
Impresses Sting with a hard R.
Oh my God. All right.
God damn it, Quan.
Well, I know you did a lot of time. I know you got into wrestling by watching TNA in its heyday, and you prefaced last week that you were going to have an argument that Joker Sting is the best Sting of all time. I need to hear this argument.
I didn't actually write things down. I was just talking bullshit.
Well, I'm calling you out on your bullshit.
I'm a big fan of Joker Sting. Is it the greatest of all time? I mean, I think Crow Sting, at least that 97 run, he doesn't really do much. Like, just be real. He kind of freaks out Hogan a few times. There's a lot of confusing things with Randy Savage. Like, and then they blew the ending. So Crow Sting, to me, like, that 97 build was kind of overrated looking back. I never experienced Surfer Sting. Feeling that Surfer Sting was really cool. So people like Surfer Sting with the blonde hair. I get it.
80s buzz cut.
You're a little stinger. I get it. I'm not going to argue with you. I don't know anything about NWO Sting, Wolfpack Sting, Red Sting. Not a clue. And then I don't know Main Event Mafia Sting either. I got introduced to Sting with Joker Sting. Really. And it was just the greatest thing ever. It was just this old man acting crazy and having fun. Because you know why? He committed. You know, like, people love Stardust. That's what I feel about Joker Sting. Because it was a shit gimmick that he really committed to, and he made it his own. And he just went for it. So I'm a big fan of Joker Sting.
I'm a big fan of a Stardust gimmick, too. I thought Stardust was fantastic.
Yeah, Stardust, not a fan, but I respect it because Cody fucking went for it. He tried his best to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, and Sting made gourmet chicken salad out of just regular ass chicken salad.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. Oh wow, Jesus Christ, the con. Anywho, so yeah, no, Sting has gone through a lot of phases. The interesting thing about Crow Sting is that it wasn't his idea to do it; it was Scott Hall's.
Yeah,
Scott Hall.
Scott Hall's like, hey, yo, I think you should.
He's like, you ever see
the
Crow? You should do that.
Completely just ripped off the Crow. just stole the gimmick.
Got away with it.
I'm surprised they could just.
Right after Jason Lee died.
What was that, Fritz?
The guy who played the Crow.
Right after the guy who played the Crow, Jason Lee, died on set.
Oh.
Yeah, the movie was cursed. The movie was like cursed. The movie Crow was cursed.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you have Sting in the
That's
Raptors
really
and coming down from the Raptors in a harness like every other week.
Yeah, I mean, the crowd pops. The crowd loved it for the time, and it was cool. But looking back, it's just like, okay, the story makes no sense.
Yeah.
This makes it zero sense. Like, Sting is just playing mind games.
And he didn't speak.
And there's no payoff.
And he didn't speak.
Yeah, it just makes no sense. Up until like October 97, because they're building in December, then it starts making sense. It's like, okay, Sting is clearly targeting Hogan, but he just kept doing this will they, won't they for most of the year. And it's like, we don't know what to do here. It just puts Sting in there and have him drop a bat and just walk away.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
They put a crow, they put an actual like vulture in his hands. They put like a bird of prey in his hands. Remember those times? He was up in the Raptors with like a giant bird.
He had a cage.
No, I think
that was
I think the bird was actually out of a cage.
You're right. It was out of a cage. It was on like a little like wooden stick thing.
Yeah, like a perch.
He took off Falcon.
A perch. Yeah, that was fucking awesome. Like, let me reiterate that. How fucking awesome that was.
Yeah,
that still holds up. And like the Raptors, like coming off the Raptors thing still holds up, but him and Randy Savage are just kind of standing in the crowd just for no reason for like a month and a half, and then Randy Savage just turns and joins the NWO. And Sting, okay, I guess Randy's not my friend anymore. Yeah, it just makes no sense. It just makes no fucking sense. It's weird.
You know the crazy thing about the Sting run? What's going on, Big Hurst, by the way? Thank you for joining the show. We just talked about Jagger Naya, Big Hurst. You totally missed that moment. Anywho.
Totally put her over.
We did. I did at least.
I agreed.
Yeah. The crazy thing about the Crow Sting era and the first like will they won't is that he actually didn't say anything like for like almost a half a year. Like he literally just his job every week on Nitro was to go to the rafters and just stand there.
Oh no, it was a year and a half.
Was it a year and a half
like,
of no speaking?
We're talking like he stopped being like Surfer Sting or whatever Sting around
It was 90s, right after the NWO formed.
Summer 96. It was a few months after the NWO formed. Sting is like, he's just like, you guys can eat me, and took out up his hands, not the middle finger.
Yeah.
And then he just walked out. He's like, you guys can bite it. And he just walked out, and a few weeks later he came back as Surfer Sting and hasn't talked since.
Yeah.
So it was summer or fall of 96.
Which is wild. Talk about the easiest paycheck in wrestling ever.
Yeah.
Just stand there. What do I do? Stand there. What do I do? Stand there. Okay.
Oh, you know what it was? It was after War Games.
That makes sense.
It was after War Games because Team WCW had the Sting, and then there was like fake Sting. That's when fake Sting came in. And that was later. That was the following year. Never mind.
Oh, fake Sting was 96. He did come in 96.
Was fake Sting the Surfer Sting? And then it became Crow Sting?
The fake Sting was always a fake Crow Sting. So after
it was always a fake Crow Sting. Okay, got it.
It became the Crow. Then yeah. So it was about War Games.
Yeah, it had to do with War Games, which is why Sting left WCW and became the Crow. It had to do with War Games.
Yeah.
I forget the exact details.
No, anyway. It was crazy. So yeah, no, he has an illustrious career. I think Sting and I believe Sting and Flair were the final WCW match ever too, as well, which is kind of a crazy thing to see before.
Flair had a shirt on.
Yeah, not for long. For WCW before it got taken over. Sting obviously does not go over to WWE immediately, a little bit because of the contract. Sting has said multiple times in interviews that he didn't like the way that he thought the WCW performers were getting treated on air by Mr. McMahon, not Vince. Mr. McMahon, when he had that promo before Shane comes out, like, what should I do with all of these characters? Do you want Goldberg? Do you want Sting? Blah, blah, blah. That apparently pissed off Steve, was Sting's real name, and Sting was like, I'm just not going to do it. And that's why it took him to, he had his TNA run, until 2014, when he might arguably have, outside of The Undertaker, the greatest debut in WWE history.
It's just a shame it was on Dolph Ziggler.
Which is also like the greatest, my favorite Survivor Series match ever. Like, yeah, it was so good.
It was so good because it wasn't Roman Reigns at the time. Yeah, like that's why it was so good. If it was Roman Reigns and Sting debuted, everyone would be talking about how Sting's debut was ruined on Roman Reigns.
No, it was good. It was perfect. And Sting had his run, and then we were like, oh, we're finally going to get Sting and Undertaker, and then we got Sting and Triple H, which wasn't a bad match.
Yeah. Yes. It's everything
sucked.
About it, from taking place during the day, to
Also
Triple H being Terminator, and the match being during the day.
Yeah.
And then the NWO coming out, which is also kind of DX. And Sting, like, traditionally was main enemies with the NWO. So why is your main enemy black and white NWO, what have you?
Yeah.
Defend their biggest enemy. It just, all of it was just, and then he lost.
Yeah, that was the worst part. He lost.
And then he fucking lost. Oh, did I mention it was during the day? Like,
yeah.
Everything about it was just wrong.
Taker Wyatt was during the day too.
It was, I know, Bray Wyatt and Taker was during the day too.
Yeah. West Coast Mania. What are you gonna do, right?
You wait. You start it later. At least Rusev was during the day because the tank
came out in the tank.
Yeah.
And still lost to John Cena.
Yeah, John Cena buried two
He got
careers.
bang in that tank, so good for him.
He got what?
He got to bang Lana in that tank, so
Says
he had a
who?
good day. Oh, I think he said it, that he, like, either before their match or something, they apparently did it in the tank.
Oh, fuck yeah, they did.
Actually, baller move. I appreciate that.
You telling me you wouldn't?
I didn't know that was a
Rumor
thing.
innuendo, still.
Listen, it happens. No wonder she was so happy walking out in front of that tank. Makes a lot of sense to me. Anywho, so then Sting's career obviously falters in WWE due to many reasons. He goes to the Hall of Fame, and at the Hall of Fame, at his Hall of Fame speech in Dallas, he retired. He goes, "I officially retire." And then AEW shows up, and he apparently is unretired. All of a sudden, I forgot.
Well, he had to retire because of his neck. Remember, he had like neck injuries.
Yeah.
Like, and then AEW was like, "Hey, we'll let you wrestle."
He's like,
Sting's
"I'll do it."
Oh, you will?
Let
me check the doc, and the doctor's like, "You're cleared."
Yeah,
So
it was
he went and
during
did it.
what was this? During Winter is Coming, I think it was, and then snow started falling from the ground, from the sky, not from the ground. And Sting comes out and
that'd be a
that
trip.
would be crazy. Probably the craziest thing I've ever seen on AEW. And I saw the exploding barbed wire death match. Okay, and that was pretty wild.
Oh,
Yeah. I said crazy. I didn't say good. Although there are things that are crazy in a good way. Anywho, so he comes out. He has his run. He's being traditional Sting. Tony Schiavone is losing his mind and his voice every week that Sting comes out. He apparently then, and this is obviously the clip notes of it, he adopts Darby Allin as his son. They're like the masked people together, and they just do crazy shit all the time. And then a couple months ago, Sting said, "Hey, I'm retiring" at Revolution in North Carolina. And that's pretty much it. Currently, Sting and Darby Allin are the AEW Tag Team Champions, by the way, which is going to be Sting's final championship in all of pro wrestling, so we think. But before we get to that, and before we get to continue on with Revolution and start a Revolution prediction with the most obvious answer that Sting is losing this match, we're going to go around the room right now. We're going to start with you, Fretz. What is Sting's lasting legacy?
Brettsy?
I think it's Sting. No, I'm thinking for a minute. I think it's the Hogan feud. To me, at least, that'll be his lasting legacy. The whole pointing with his bat from the rafters.
He's pointing at me
and dropping down on Hogan. Some people may say Surfer. I mean, I'm of a certain vintage. I'm turning 40 in 2 months, so you'd expect me to say Surfer Sting. But I wasn't watching wrestling when Surfer Sting was a thing, especially not WCW. Pro Sting, all the time.
There goes that really stretched out Sting mass. I love it. Will Tarashok, what's Sting's lasting legacy?
Loyalty.
Mm.
Sting is one of the most loyal people and wrestlers in the history of professional wrestling. He refused to leave a sinking ship. He stayed with WCW to the very end. He stayed with TNA longer than he should have, longer than he could have. He had plenty of offers to go to WWE, and he always turned it down, I think, out of pure loyalty. I think to a fault even at points, at times.
Yeah.
And now he's loyal to AEW. The one place, ironically, he wasn't loyal to was kind of WWE. and honestly, I respect that too. Like, he was someone who says, "I'm always going to go with the underdog and help them and try and elevate them and lift them up for the betterment of the business." And I think wrestling needs that. Wrestling needs a top guy to bite the bullet and go and try and build another organization, promotion, just to compete and keep the wrestling world interesting. As much as Ricky, you and I share on AEW, they have made WWE so much better. And I sincerely want AEW to thrive and succeed to make wrestling better. And how they do that, I think, is exactly what's going to happen on Sunday.
Yeah.
I think this is a work.
Oh my God.
I think Sting is retiring, but this is the beginning of a retirement angle. And Darby Allin is going to turn the fuck on Sting. And then that's going to be the final feud to end Sting's career, like 2 matches against Darby Allin 1-on-1.
Interesting.
And that's the end of his career. That's how you can get eyeballs in AEW, and people go, "Oh, what the fuck?" Sting's retirement match was a red herring. The fuck? What?
Yeah, I think
I'd go and watch that feud. I think Sting's last match should be a 1-on-1. But here's the thing: can Sting actually wrestle 1-on-1? He hasn't done a 1-on-1 match this whole run on AEW.
I don't think he can. He's up there. It is.
That's what I want to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sting's legacy, just loyalty, down to the bitter end.
Yeah.
wherever he is.
Taquan put it really well. Sting is the WCW, what Taker is the WWE, what Dreamer is the ECW.
Yeah. Thank you.
Loyal to the end, loyal to a fault. And one half of one of the greatest what ifs in wrestling history, which I kind of like the fact that it's always going to be a what if. We all wanted Sting Taker and we never got it, but I like that. I like kind of that intrigue of a what if.
What's the bigger what if? Sting Taker or Goldberg Austin?
Sting Taker.
Sting Taker.
You think so?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think Goldberg Austin.
Yeah, no,
is such a
Sting
what
Taker,
if.
because Austin
Remember-
can work. Goldberg is not the best worker.
Fair.
Remember when people thought it was Sting? It was like you saw those. What wound up being Undertaker vignettes for I think WrestleMania 28 or 29. It was one of the Triple H ones, and you saw this
28 probably.
decrepit house. It was this old decrepit house on a creek or something, and everyone's just like, it's. But it was Taker Triple H, and I think is when Taker first had the mohawk, and they used "The Memory Remains" by Metallica and "Ain't No Grave" by Johnny Cash.
Daquan saying it was 27, which is actually a good Taker Triple H match. Very good Taker Triple H match.
That was the first. That was the
That
first
was no
one.
holds barred
That
one,
was-
right? That was no holds barred.
Yeah, in the worst one of the worst WrestleManias ever in Atlanta.
I skipped that
That's
one.
the Snooki one.
Yeah, I bought 24, bought 25, bought 26 without hesitation. 27, I was like, man, The Miz. Ugh, no. And the rest of the card just wasn't that intriguing. And I haven't missed one since.
Yeah,
I still to this day I've not watched 27.
it's serviceable.
Don't bother.
Like I said, it's serviceable.
Watch Taker Triple H.
Yeah, no, Taker Triple H is great. That's the one where they both can't move, and then they do the Hell in a Cell the next year at 28 with
God.
Taker and the Mohawk. Yeah, it's that one.
God, with
Best
Shawn
near-
Michaels.
Yeah.
that is some of the best story. That and Jey Uso Hell in a Cell with Roman Reigns is some of the best storytelling.
Listen, that super kick pedigree combo to a false finish.
And Shawn like losing his mind,
Yeah.
like his brain's coming out of his ears in the corner. He's about to fucking cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the thing, dude. We were all Shawn Michaels. In like the audience was Shawn Michaels. in that story.
Yeah, he was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
I'm so scared.
It was
I respect you, but you're my best friend. What do I do?
so many decisions.
Done now.
One, two,
God,
Oh my god, future. Oh my goodness. All right.
and then next year he lost to Redacted.
Yeah, he did. Anywho, so yeah, no, that is Sting's legacy. Hopefully this is final. Hopefully this is the beginning of the end, if not the end at all. It is going to be a sight to see, especially when he drops to the Young Bucks of all people as his final opponents. As you can see in the graphic if you're watching us live, the Young Bucks have really taken the douchebag EVP thing to the umpteenth level with the worst looking suits ever and horrible mustaches because it's a little bit too long. They beat up Sting and Darby Allin after they won the tag team titles from Big Bill and Absolute Ricky Starks. They beat them up in all white suits. They made them all bleed, and there was blood on their suits. And then they wore the bloody white suits the next week on Dynamite. Like sanitation hazards all over the place. This is gonna be for the tag team title. This is obviously gonna be the main event. It's Sting's freaking last match, allegedly. 3, 2, 1. The Young Bucks are winning, which will be really fucking unfortunate for this to happen as Sting's thing. But do we have any commentary on the fact that this is potentially the last match of Sting? He's not putting over. He potentially might not be putting over a talent that needs it, like Darby Allin. But he's just giving it to the Bucks.
I wonder whose choice it was.
That is a good question.
Apparently.
Well, like if Sting said I want to wrestle the Bucks, I have no problem with
Sure.
it, obviously. Right?
Yeah.
That then at that point the creative team finds a way to make it work and TK finds a way to make it work. Also, like if you're gonna go out as a tag champ, you want to face the best. Who's the best tag team in AEW? I mean, whether you like it or you don't, it's the Young Bucks. It's not even close.
Yeah. That's
They're the best tag team that isn't the Usos.
That's true. Can you imagine the super kicks in that?
Yes, I can. And one day I really hope we get it.
That would be crazy. Fretzy, what are your thoughts on this? I'm assuming you also have the Bucks winning.
Obviously, and now that Will has put the thought of heel Darby in my head, I want to see it.
It's interesting that to potentially have heel Darby. There's a little bit of a range that I think Darby needs. He can go all like, yeah, I thought you were my father or something. Like, I want him just to go like totally ballistic for no reason, just have total delusions of grandeur that he thought like Sting was his family member, and he's totally
It's
not.
just you're leaving me.
Yes. So the big question here is,
Suit Darby without the face paint. Sorry.
I don't know if we want to see Darby without the face paint. I'm just so used to him with face paint. That'd be so weird to see him with that. But here's the big question. Here's a little bit of bonus question for us. We're gonna have a little fun with this prediction battle. Over under with an over under of 2. Will, how many super kicks will be performed in this match?
Over under 2. So if I get it within 2, I'm right.
Yes, correct.
Oh man. Hmm. 4. 5. 5. I'm gonna go with
You're gonna
5.
go with 5?
5.
Okay.
So I got between 3 and 7.
Yeah, Fretz, what about you?
15.
You said 15?
My
13.
lord.
Wow.
13.
Oh, 13.
My lord.
Jesus. I'm going with 10.
I hope Sting hits one and he just like dislocates his hip.
And
that's it.
He
That's
goes
his
for the
career.
first super kick of his career and breaks
And
it.
it's like tears his ACL.
Yeah, breaks his leg and it's all over. That's how he.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all, folks.
All on.
Dude, I might buy the pay-per-view after the fact just so I can see it.
That'd be great. Oh my God, Sting literally breaks a leg on his way out.
Is this on BR Live or is this on like traditional pay-per-view?
I think Bleacher Report. I think it's pay-per-view and BR Live. I'm not exactly sure about that.
It's on Bleacher Report. It's on Fight.
Yeah. Other question here. In regards to this match, will Sting jump off something high?
Yes.
I'm gotta go with yes too.
Is the top rope considered high?
No, higher than the top rope.
So Tony's going to make it a cage match tomorrow night, and then
It's tornado
Sting's
tag? Yeah, dude, he's gonna do it twice. Come on. Be real for a second. Tornado tag means there's no tags. It's
It's just a match.
anywhere and
Yeah.
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna jump off the balcony, the like the walkway where the seats are and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
That thing.
Then he'll break his leg.
The New Jack spot.
Yeah. Then he'll break his leg. And then finish the match and super kick him with his good leg, and then he'll lose.
Dude. I know, because he couldn't support his weight on the broken leg. He had to super kick him with the broken leg.
That's true. He
kind of have to. This guy's got to swing it at him.
He like just totally rips off his kneecap and just throws his leg at him. Just totally just loses it for his final match. Oh my God, the buy rate for that would be absolutely insane. But the Bucks are winning. Yay, I guess. Moving on to what I actually think is going to be a fucking great, ironic semi-main. Samoa Joe, the AEW World Champion, who has a really massive forehead I saw when watching Dynamite, versus Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Adam Page, who stock dropping massively on Hangman Page. This man was getting booed out of the building multiple weeks on Dynamite this month. Wow. Booed out. It's probably because of a stash again too. What is with the Young Bucks and whatever the Elite is these days and these mustaches? Is this like a thing that they're trying out?
Dude, Hangman looks like he's been stuck in the rain for 3 hours, just knocking on the door, and his wife just can't hear the door knock. And she just opened the door, and that's what she sees. A fist coming straight to her face. Like, that is how much he looks like he has right now.
It's just, he's just like, I don't know, he's just kind of tiring at the moment. Here's the thing with this match. So what happened was, beginning of the month, Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page, who have been having some crazy matches, Texas Death Match, if you guys remember that from Full Gear, they had essentially a number one contenders match through 30-minute time limit. Apparently no rules. They were going through tables, and the rep was barely doing any counting out of anything. They start off Dynamite with number one contenders match, and they go to a 30-minute draw. Okay. They go to a 30-minute draw, and they're both like, yeah, too much to booze. AEW likes to bring back the time limits, 30-minute draws. This works storyline-wise for this. And so they're both like, we want to keep fighting. We want to keep fighting. Give us 5 more minutes to keep fighting. And then Tony Schiavone, I keep on trying to call him Scabione, but I know he's not Scabione. Schiavone gets up from the announce table and goes, oh yeah, I have a message from the anonymous Raw GM known as Tony Khan saying, by the way.
He did not say anonymous.
No, he did not.
Raw
He did
GM.
not. I added that.
I was going to say that would be, God, hilarious.
But it's the concept of the anonymous Raw GM, even though we know it's Tony Khan. So instead of Tony Khan, who has every title known to man in AEW and ROH, because that's what he freaking wants, doesn't decide to just walk out and make the match himself. He messages Tony Schiavone to do it for him.
He texts Tony Schiavone to make an announcement.
Yes.
Hey man, can you just like announce on TV what's going on now?
Yeah, that's essentially what happened. All that.
Because sometimes Michael Cole will be like, I'm hearing in my ear from so and so.
Yeah.
But no. A text message. You think it was WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger?
Facebook Messenger. Definitely Facebook Messenger.
Facebook
the
Messenger.
worst of all the messengers. Oh my God. Yeah, it's definitely Facebook Messenger. I will tell you this. Samoa Joe's a great champion. Samoa Joe deserves to be a world champion all the time. He used Kick. Wow. Wow. I remember Kick. Yeah, Samoa Joe's a great champion, but Swerve Strickland, outside of Timeless Tony Storm, is like the hottest thing going on in AEW right now. Swerve Strickland has built himself up to like a superstar status. And my official prediction for this is Swerve Strickland. Also, one thing, because he's the hottest guy going on in AEW right now. But here's the other thing. AEW can do something within about 5 years and some change that took WWE over 50 years. They can have their first African-American world heavyweight champion in record time. What's up?
Put it on a black guy.
But see, that's something they can hang over when they talk about we want to give people opportunities and diversity and all that stuff they approach. Here's your opportunity to do it. Like, here's your opportunity to do it. Samoa Joe's a great champion. I think he did his part for these last 3 or so months, but I think you got to put it on the hot hand. Hangman Adam Page is here just to, I think, be a foil. I don't think he's winning at all. I think Swerve is the perfect choice right now. You have everybody and their mother doing that stupid-ass dance in the crowd all the freaking time. Have you seen the Swerve dance, Will?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You need to,
I want Fretz to explain it to me.
Fretz, go right ahead. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Yeah,
Swerve when you drive, and so on.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
Oh my God. I don't know what to feel.
And I think there's a bit of this. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Am I doing it right?
No.
This in here too, and I'm old. I don't do TikTok anymore.
It's not even a TikTok dance.
Yeah.
It is literally like the dance of AEW. So you know how like WWE used to do fandangoing and we would be freaking idiots in the crowd? Dude.
Yeah. I'm so glad that didn't catch on.
It caught on for a while. It was an iTunes #1 hit. This is the same thing, but everybody looks good doing the fandango dance. Not everybody looks good doing this dance. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, it's hard to look bad. It's going.
Yeah, everybody looks bad. But lo and behold, my official prediction for this, even though I like Samoa Joe, I think Swerve should be the one to win this championship match. Well, what is your official prediction?
I'm going to say Samoa Joe hangs on to it just to be different. But everything I've heard from Swerve Strickland, because I still listen to Matt Men podcasts who watch and talk about AEW and a few other podcasts that still talk about AEW. So I'm kind of in the know what's going on with AEW. I guess unfortunately I don't have the time to watch AEW. And I hope to get back into it because if Swerve's on top, I'm a big fan of Swerve Strickland.
Yeah.
And from what I've heard from him, he would 100% deserve that title. So if he wins, I'll celebrate. I'm happy. But I'm going to pick Samoa Joe just to be different.
There you go. Who's your prediction, Frets?
First off, Hangman is going for the Magnum TA look with that tack.
Good call. Good call.
I think he's a big fan of Magnum. That being said, I don't think Swerve or Hangman are walking out of this. They're gonna just beat the crap out of each other. And there's always been this bit where Hangman's like, I'm gonna prevent you from becoming the world champion. It's not gonna happen as long as I'm living and breathing. They're gonna be pounding the piss out of each other, and Samoa Joe is gonna take advantage of it and hang on. I do think Swerve is going to be the champion. I don't think it's happening here.
Interesting call. I like the idea though, like, because Hangman clearly can't get over it. Because Hangman came out the other week on Dynamite and was like, "I had you beat," and Swerve's like, "I've already beat you twice." Like, why are you still complaining about this? like why?
Fair, man.
Yeah. No, it is pretty crazy, but I think it's going to be a good.
It's like Seth to Cody.
Yeah, exactly. Which is ironic because I think Darby Allin seemingly dropped Cody's name the upper week in his promo. It was kind of funny how Cody still lives rent free. He was Darby name dropped and called him the good EVP.
Brain.
Yeah, crazy stuff. The upper big world heavyweight title match is Timeless Tony Storm, who's a riot. Okay, Tony's still.
I love that graphic. Who's the guy behind him?
I forgot what his name is.
Her.
But it's pretty much her like handler, her like butler or whatever. She's golden era Hollywood.
I know, dude. She's Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah,
look at this graphic. It's fucking incredible.
No, but so her entrance is in all black and white.
I love it.
Anytime she wins, or her promo packages are in all black and white too as well. Facing the newest signee to the women's division, the most recent signee to the AEW women's division, Deonna Purrazzo, who had that's Luther. Thank you, Mr. YLP. Deonna Purrazzo, who was in NXT for a while, kind of had a shit attitude, got released, went over to Impact at the time, made a big name for herself in Impact, left Impact and signed with AEW. The big storyline here is that apparently Deonna Purrazzo and Toni Storm at one time were best friends, especially in Japan. They have matching tattoos on their leg, and Deonna Purrazzo is mad at Toni because Toni has changed and she's different and thinks she's really fucking delusional. That's kind of a story going on here. It's kind of like these scorned friends trying to fight each other for the world title. It's the best matchup they have for what I've seen. One of the only highlighted two women in the women's division. I don't know where the fuck Britt Baker has been these days.
Where's Riho?
What was
Riho? It was in Japan, and she's apparently coming back like next week.
Right. So until then, we have Diana and Tony. It's a pretty easy done thing. The coolest thing I saw here is that they walked past each other on the ramp, and Will, you enjoy this from a TV's perspective. Deonna was in color on half the screen, and Toni Storm's side was in all black and white visually.
Oh, that's really cool. When they walk by in the same shot, or
in the same shot, so they looked at each other, and so Tony's side was in black and white, and Deonna's was in color.
Gosh, I wonder how they did that.
It was on the fly too. It was like during a.
That's really cool.
It was a really cool
That's really
visual.
Cool.
Like that visual alone, I was like, oh, this sold me on the fight. I'm gonna watch it now. As much as I like Deonna, there's something timid about how she's presenting herself, because she had this whole gimmick in Impact as the virtuoso and like kind of a holier than thou thing, and she just seems very twinkle toesy, kind of nervous energy right now, and like she hasn't fully brought that character out, and Tony's just in her element, and Tony's just so freaking entertaining. She throws shoes, she uses tit a lot, which is freaking hysterical. So I think Tony retains. This is going to be the beginning of a longer feud, but I think Tony retains in this matter. Mr. Fretz.
Absolutely, Tony. I'm with you there. Deonna hasn't gone full virtuosa quite yet. And, she's only been champion for a few months, and there's still a lot of steam, I think, with this timeless gimmick. It's pretty much my favorite part of AEW is that gimmick. Like, and Mariah May is freaking hilarious. On top of that, her and Soraya did this knifey spoony bit straight out of The Simpsons. Just chest kiss.
Oh yeah, Saraya's still around. Totally forgot about her. Yeah, that's a new
We all
thing.
did.
Yeah, that's very true. Will Tarashak, are you going timeless with us?
Yes, agreed. I mean, look at the graphic. She's the one who looks like a star, and Deanna Prazo just looks like she's confused. She's like, "What am I looking at?"
Is it over here? Is it over there? But yeah, no, I think there's, like Fred said, there's still steam in the timeless Tony gimmick. And this is gonna go for it. All right, now Tony Storm is the anchor of the women's division. And she should be that way until we find someone big enough or bossy enough to take her down.
As I say, especially since Mercedes is coming in,
Potentially.
no need to change the title.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty much confirmed. She's going to be in Boston like in a few weeks.
You mean Boss Town?
Signed in January.
Bosstown, exactly.
Next match is a title that Orange Cassidy still holds. Orange Cassidy, apparently being the international champion, he becomes the ambassador for AEW all around the world. Apparently he went back to Wembley Stadium to help promote All In, which isn't happening till August. Okay.
That's 6 months from now.
More than 6 months. Well, yeah, it's going to be a little less than 6 months from now. He showed up at Rev Pro, so on and so forth, but he's going to put his title on the line against, again, what is with the stashes, AEW? I'm just noticing this now. He's going up against Roddy Strong, who is a part of a faction called the Undisputed Kingdom, which is essentially the Undisputed Era from NXT and the Kingdom from ROH and Matt Taven. So yes, it's an ROH and AEW faction with Adam Cole, Matt Taven, and everybody else. They've been targeting Orange Cassidy, which I will say is a horrible promo. Like an absolute horrible promo. I'll explain to you. He was doing a backstage segment with Renee, and Renee was like, "Oh, hey, Orange Cassidy, we heard you were injured. Are you clear to wrestle?" He's like, I feel fine, but like, here's my doctor. He's going to tell you everything." I was like, oh, Jesus. Like, I get you're like the cool guy, but Jesus Christ, like, learn to work on
the
my
Orange Cassidy gimmick with the fake kicks, is it wearing off?
For me, it is.
Yes.
For me, it is. It's wearing off. But not wearing off enough that he's going to drop his title to Roddy Strong. Like, that's where I land this. I think Orange Cassidy retains because there's no one else to take this title of him that seems to be any sort of credible. Maybe give it to Hangman Page if he falls out of the main event scene. I also do like Orange Cassidy's theme song. Like him and the Best Friends. Really, really like it. But it's pretty much the Undisputed Kingdom going up against the Best Friends and Orange Cassidy. And this is
Remember his theme song was "Where Is My Mind"?
what Orange Cassidy? I don't remember that one.
Yeah, it was the endings, the credit song to Fight Club was his entrance music.
Really?
Yeah,
Not
really
Now
weird.
it's Jefferson Starship.
My God.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Tony just buys pop music. Not pop music, it's classic rock music. And it's like, here, this is your theme song now.
Yeah, right?
Wow, is Moxie still Wild Thing?
Yes, it's still Wild Thing.
Dude, I think that was the moment I was like, I can't believe I'm watching this show still.
And when I heard Moxie do Wild Thing, I was like, wow, he really liked Major League the Baseball movie. Which like
Damn good
Make
movie.
my heart sing.
You make my butt sing.
Like, it's a good song, but not. Moxley's other song was so fucking kick-ass.
Yeah, not for a walkout song.
Yeah.
But like I get it, like he is from Ohio. You know. Wait, Mr. Wild P is saying Cassidy's an honorary member of Chaos in New Japan. I guess. I
God,
guess.
Nerd. Hey, where's my nerd button? Hang on, I
Where?
gotta find the nerd
Do you have
button.
a nerd button? That's great. That's great. Have you made your decision that you're going with Orange Cassidy?
Yeah, why not? Look at those shades. Again, I get AEW, too many mustaches, too many Adams. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. Fred, are you going with the orange punch?
No.
What?
Oh,
man.
Well, first off, all heels have mustaches. Look, Simon Gotch just turned up
True.
in Impact Wrestling and attacked Josh Alexander and had a good match with him, by the way. I think it's time to get the title off of Cassidy. The whole act, I think, is wearing thin, and there's been all these promos where, the Undisputed Era, I'm going to call them that, I refuse to call them anything else, wants to start collecting belts. I don't think everyone is. Like, mid-low ain't touching shit, but Roddy's going to get it. Roddy's going to get it here. And maybe he'll give it to Adam Cole.
Maybe.
Like Andre the Giant gave to DiBiase.
Someone's got to talk in that group, and Adam Cole's the perfect person to do it, because you ever see Roddy Strong speak on a mic? It's not great. It's not.
Is Kyle O'Reilly back? Whatever happened to him?
I don't know what happened to Cool Kyle.
Gosh, you stop that.
Oh, who Kyle is? He's after. He had like some kind of major fusion surgery. It was intense.
Oh.
Like, he's still a long ways away from coming back. Like, his Instagram is full of all of his recovery. It's fucking brutal.
Listen, we'll know when Cool Kyle returns. Is gonna play. They're gonna start doing that Creed song, Sacrifice. My Sacrifice is gonna be playing.
Oh God, I hope so. Oh my God,
the greatest recovery song ever.
Ricky, speaking of Creed, did you see the full version of the Super Bowl commercial
for Paramount Plus? Yeah, with Patrick Stewart,
with Hey Arnold and Creed. Dude, the full commercial was like 2 minutes, and it is the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen. But I wish they played the full version to Super Bowl.
And I still won't buy Paramount Plus.
That's fucking commercial.
I still won't buy Paramount Plus, but it's like, I am going higher.
Actually, that's a lie. I might do a trial subscription to Paramount Plus just to watch the new Halo season, because Halo is a freaking great TV show.
Oh God, my friends,
absolutely great TV
my
show.
friends, the Halo like perfectionists hated the first season.
You didn't like the first season?
I didn't watch it.
Okay.
My friends who love Halo despised it, and I was like, "That's a damn."
There's
shame.
there's a lot of Master Chief butt in it, which is kind of weird, but that's another story for another time. Moving on from this, oh yeah, there's another championship match going on that nobody really remembers. Hey, Manny. So we have Eddie Kingston, who's the Continental Crown champion.
What?
Because remember,
what does that mean?
Because remember, he won the Continental Classic, and so he now is the AEW Continental Champion, Continental Crown Champion. He also is an NJPW Strong Champion, as well as the Ring of Honor World Champion. You know Ring of Honor, that thing you can't find on TV. Ring of Honor, yes, that one. So we have Eddie Kingston 3 belts, and also the reason that kayfabe cannot get any internet working at any time in the last 4 months. I'm assuming he's putting one title on the line, the Continental Crown Championship, against Bryan Danielson, who was just essentially doing side quests before he freaking retires at this point. I have no information on this besides the fact that I like Eddie Kingston. I've interviewed Eddie Kingston. He's a great guy. Bryan Danielson, fickle as can be, great performer. This is a pick'em for me, but I'm always going to pick Eddie Kingston pretty much over anybody, because I wish Eddie Kingston the best in everything that he does.
Fair. Got to follow the heart on this one.
Yeah.
I'm totally going Bryan Danielson. It's what my gut tells me. And I love Eddie Kingston, but having 3 belts from 3 companies that are like completely irrelevant, Tony Khan needs to learn the lesson of the man makes a title doesn't make the man.
The title doesn't make the company either. It's like, stop doing this. But according to our chats right now, it is, I know you, Manny. Hey, Manny, what's going on? According to Taquan, the Continental Crown Championship is a merger of all 3 titles. So all 3 titles are on the line. which makes me want
Doesn't
to
make
switch to Bryan Danielson because Bryan Danielson just wants to do everything in the world now. But it's going to stay with Eddie, I think. I really think. Fretz, what about you? You're going with Eddie or are you going with Bryan Danielson?
Danielson, I think, is on his retirement tour, and ROH is the place that made him. So why not hold the quasi ROH title one more time, and then put over someone on Honor Club where no one's going to fucking see it?
Oh, that's right. Honor Club is still a thing. I totally forgot about that. Oh my god. But hey, anyway, folks, let me tell you guys about Manny really quick because I totally just remembered who Manny is. So remember, I think a couple of years ago, when we did a WrestleMania Super Show, we always had the breakdown of what the go-to and everything. We talked about hey, Apron Bump's here too. We talked about WrestleMania Access before it was called WWE World and all of that. So this guy Manny saw our video. He was going to WrestleMania for the first time. By the way, thank you for your service. He's a former military person, former member of the U.S. military. But he was going to WrestleMania for his first time. And apparently our video was very informative to help him make a decision about going to Access and all the other events going around WrestleMania. So that's how we know Manny, by the way. So, hey, Manny, thank you for joining us. I think it's the first time he's ever been on a live stream. And also, obviously, thank you for your service, sir. Moving on. AEW Revolution. Number match on the card. There are like 8 matches on this card. I kind of miss when we do WWE Predictions Tour. It's down only like 5 matches. But there are 8. We have...
There's more?
Yes, there's more. Yes,
Why?
there's more.
Why?
Folks.
Yes, there's more.
Oh, okay. Continue.
Will Ospreay, who is fully with AEW, which means he's still in New Japan, was fully signed with AEW apparently now, going up against Konosuke Takeshita, who is part of the same faction that Will Ospreay is, the Don Callis group, the Don Callis family. You know, the guy who tried to end Kenny Omega. He's part of the Don Callis family faction in AEW. And I want to talk to you about the reason for this matchup. By the way, Konosuke Takeshita just beat Jericho on Dynamite with the Walls of Jericho. Jericho submitted to his own finisher.
I forgot Jericho was in that company, to be
We all
honest.
did.
Do they still play Judas?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Do they still sing Judas?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, they do. So Don Callis wants his two members of his faction to fight because this is what he said in kayfabe in Dynamite. He goes, "When I was young, my father had a drinking problem, and every time after dinner, he would make all of us fight, and we ended up fine. So this should happen for these two guys as well." Number one, that's parental abuse. But
What?
that's the reason. That's the reason he gave on TV for these guys to fight. And he's like, "We're only going to be better for it." I was like, Jesus Christ, Don, go see a therapist. Go see a therapist, Don, for the love of God. With that being said, this is the Will Ospreay highlight match. Will Ospreay's winning this match. Will, besides the inherent trauma that this match might cause, who do you think's winning?
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna go with Will Ospreay as well for every reason you just said.
Yeah. Jesus. When I heard that, I will say, I was like, you've got to be, like, how did this pass? Like, how did that logic pass? Anything. But Mr. Fretz, are you going with Ospreay as well?
Obviously, yes.
I know you're a big fan of Ospreay when you saw him at Forbidden Door. It's one of the things that you continually talk about. He's got trauma. Apron Bum says, "Because I just want my faction to have the spotlight would be too easy of a story." Yeah, that really would have been just the story that you could have told. But instead, they went with that logic. Moving on. Yes, there's more matches. Everybody's favorite daddy, not so much. Christian Cage putting his TNT title on the line against Daniel Garcia. Here's the story behind this. Danny Garcia was facing Edge for the number one contendership. Oh, Adam Copeland. Sorry, you can't call him Edge. The rated R superstar Adam Copeland for potentially a shot at the TNT title. Christian and his hating dadly family shows up. beats both of them down, gives Edge a concerto, and pretty much writes Edge off of TV. Danny Garcia is challenging Christian Cage, or he got awarded it by the anonymous Raw GM known as Tony Khan, a title match for Christian Cage. That's the story about this. So Danny didn't actually earn the title match. He's going up against Christian because that's the match that they said they were going to give him. That's pretty much it. As much as I love Daniel Garcia, and I think he's going to be a great thing, Christian might be their best heel in all of AEW right now. The man has heat for absolute days. And if the meme you showed me, Fred, is true, where he mentioned, I think he went to Danny Garcia and he mentioned an address in like Connecticut, and someone looked up the address and found out it was a cemetery. Brilliant.
No, I got it. No, it was SRS that came up with this one. So take that with any kind of salt you want.
So you know it's not true.
Oh yeah. Hey Daniel, do you know a Jackie Garcia whose address is 2 Baker Street, Buffalo, New York? Cemetery. Mind you, I don't think his mother is dead, but his father is. Hence why Christian is feuding with him, because apparently having a dead dad's a gimmick.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. So with that, are you going with Christian or you go with Danny Garcia, Freds?
Oh, I am going with Christian, but there's a small voice in the back of my head that is thinking Edge might turn heel and join. No. They're doing their match later, probably in Toronto next month.
Ooh.
But Christian, yeah, it's Dynamite in Toronto, and this time I'm not going.
It's fine. The only thing I want from Christian and Edge is a 5-second pose. They could be on the.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
yes.
they can be on this. They could be against each other. They can be like a tag team. Give me a random gimmicky, at this point, indie-rific 5-second pose in the middle of the match. Sold. Absolutely sold.
After the cameras go off, just for the Toronto faithful.
Yes. Everybody's going mad in the chat right now. Daddy issues are, thank goodness gracious, folks. Everybody, go seek therapy. It's online. BetterHelp or something. Guys, help yourselves out. Because I can't do it all for you because you guys don't pay me enough. Will Tarashak, are you going with Christian here?
Yeah, I've also heard great things about Christian. Daniel Garcia literally looks like he's trying to be a stripper, and they just turned him down.
That is the stripper dance. That is the stripper dance. Like, the hands and, yeah.
Yeah, he looks like the stripper even girls don't want. So, Christian. I'm going to go with Christian because people love Christian. Look at him. I see why Vince didn't like him. He was right all along. Great. He's just been, like, from what I've heard, it's a crazy heel. So I've always been a Christian fan. I'm a peep, so I'm going with Christian.
Yeah, gotta love the peeps and the peep show. Moving on. Yes, there are more matches on this card. There's 2 more. Yeah. There is 2 more.
All right, Ricky, let's speed this up.
Listen. Again, this is another match that was put together because they went to a time limit draw. Again. Whiskey is not a replacement for therapy, Danny. Jesus Christ. Anywho.
Not with that attitude. Drink responsibly.
Really? Drink responsibly. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Possible.
Yeah.
It's hard, but it's possible.
You have FTR going up against Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli. Again, this is a feud happening because they went to a time limit draw. That's pretty much what's occurring. They used the time limit draw gimmick again for 2 different feuds. Do I care who wins? Not really. For shits and gigs, I'm going to...
Interesting.
Yeah, for shits and gigs and probably for the sake of my own sanity, I'm going to go with Moxley and Castagnoli on this one. Will, who you got?
Is this match just because, or is there a belt, or
No, it's a just because match.
just because? I can go with FTR
Okay, I like
for the Republic.
What?
FTR for the
new
Republic.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The new Catch Republic. Mr. Fretz, who are you going with?
Well, I'm thinking there's going to be a stipulation to this match, and maybe it's going to be like a 30-minute, what is it? A 30-minute Iron Man match or something like that.
It's a
Most
John
falls.
Moxley can't bleed match. If John Moxley blades, he loses.
He'll sneeze and he'll like sneeze and it's over. So
Who sneezes this is for? It starts bleeding.
first blood match. Chew. Done. No, I'm going with I'm sporting the BCC. Obviously, I got the Regal BCC shirt like literally a month before he came back to the WWE.
What a catch.
So,
What
that was my first Dynamite. That was a good. That was without the Elite and everybody. That was after Brawl, literally like weeks after Brawl. I'm gonna
nice.
go for the BCC. I'm going BCC. I think there's going to be a stipulation, whether it's ultimate submission or fill in the blank.
It's going to be a
something
dog
else.
collar match. Watch. It's going to be a dog collar match.
There's 4 of them.
It's going to be a dog collar match.
Special guest referee.
God, what a mess. That would be such a mess.
I'm telling you right now, it's definitely going to be a
They-
dog collar match.
They did it with didn't the Briscoes and FTR have a dog collar match?
Yeah,
with
they've
4
done it
people?
before. Yeah.
It was a fucking bang.
Oh, son of a-
It was bloody as all hell. And last but not least, much to Will's applause, and much to the chagrin that kayfabe, K Murphy, is not here for this, Tony Khan has made the first ever Meat Madness match a triple threat between Lance Archer, who I haven't seen on
Wow.
TV forever, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Wardlow, who actually put on a damn good promo on Dynamite last week and made a lot of valid points. Actually, he talked about all of your former world champions and your best in the worlds I already decimated and beat, and I'm the only. It would be, something for me to actually have a homegrown talent actually win the AEW World Title for once. I was like, you got a lot of good points there, Wardlow. So he made me a believer in this, but this match is literally named Meat Madness. It was like it was made for Kay, and Kay's not here to commentate on this.
I'm not gonna lie, it's probably the best thing Tony Khan's ever done in this company. What a match! I actually want to now. I want to see this match, Meat Madness match. There's 3 big fucking huge dudes
Yes,
going at it.
yes.
Sounds so gay, but it's perfect.
Meat Madness is absolutely amazing. This needs to be no holds bar, no disqualification, falls count anywhere. Like, I want this to be the most insane match of all time. And it should open the show. Definitely needs to open the show. Just 3 big meaty men slapping meat all over the arena.
It's better than the they actually work here match.
Oh,
It's true though. It's
Like, when's the last time I thought about these 3 people?
not in a
can't
long
tell you.
time. Not in a long time.
But Meat Madness, dude, you got my attention.
They need t-shirts for this. I will buy a Meat Madness shirt. Like, all right, so we do have the soundbite for K actually, Queen. So you want to? We should be playing that.
Where is it? I got it. Yeah.
Let's pull it up, please.
It was meat slapping majesty.
I'm also got this is probably going to be our matchup tonight if we still did that thing when we review this card. It's actually going to be match of the night. So if we do, all right. So if we do go to Brazilian barbecue when we're in Philly, we need to buy Meat Madness shirts or create Meat Madness shirts.
Dude, there's a strict dress. Well, not strict.
Well,
there's a dress code for that
I know,
place.
but we should still probably.
We gotta do tanks, wife beaters. We can do them under.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll know.
We'll know.
We'll know.
We'll know.
No one else will know, but we'll know.
Exactly. Meat Madness. I don't even care who wins. I just want to be entertained. I feel like I'll be.
Yeah, I don't care who
I want
wins
to be
at all. But
sports entertained with this, but Wardlow sold me on his promo a couple weeks ago on Dynamite, so I'm gonna go with Wardlow. Who you got here, Will?
I'm gonna go with Powerhouse Hobbs because I used to call him Will. It used to be Will Hobbs.
It was Will Hobbs.
Yeah, so Powerhouse Hobbs. Go, my fellow Wills out there. One love.
Yeah. Including Will Smith, although he'll slap you with that one love. Reds, who do you have in the inaugural Meat Madness match? This needs to be an annual thing, by the way. I need meat.
It needs to be a pay-per-view.
Yes, Meat Madness.
AEW Meat
Madness.
Madness this Sunday at 5:00.
Honestly,
big
Honestly, they should call it March Meat Madness. I like alliteration.
Much meat madness.
Mm-hmm. Do a whole.
And,
Do
dude,
a whole.
and the main event is the Big Dick Dudley appreciation match.
You need to do. They need to do. They need to do a Meat Madness tournament, like March Madness. Do Meat Madness. Have the big
Meat Madness.
Meat Madness.
Who's the biggest? Who's just the biggest meat stick out there on the roster?
Yeah. And then create like the big meat belt. I don't know. They have enough belts. You can add another one at this point.
Dude, whatever like the diamond fucking ring was that MJF had, just do it for that instead. The Dynamite Diamond, yeah.
Diamond.
Whoever wins March Meat Madness wins the Dynamite Diamond.
Oh my god! All right, and here back as we should again. Frets, what do you got?
It's a full pound of diamond or whatever.
Yeah.
Make shit up.
The belt is just a humongous steak,
Yes.
like a Flintstone size steak.
Yes.
With a strap on.
Yes.
You get a whole
Just
cow
that.
like Rock used to punch.
Yeah.
Well, it's made from leather, isn't it? It's made from real leather, so it's going to be literally a cow. Don't have a cow, man. This match needs more people. I wouldn't mind seeing Miro getting slotted into this.
He fits.
And
I
you have
forgot
one
he existed too. We literally talked about Rusev earlier.
Yeah. I think he coined the term meat.
Did
He
he?
did.
I think he started the meat madness.
He should at least be the special.
I
Right?
hate that we're talking about this like this is an actual like pop culture phenomenon.
It is in wrestling.
It's true.
And you have one half of the OVW Tag Team Champions. I know they don't have ties with them, but it's a man who literally has beef in his name, and that is my boy Big Beef Gnarls Garvin. Why not bring him in for it? Meaty Invitational, what you just said earlier. Make it
What
that.
about
It
cheeseburger?
Yes,
Big
yes,
cheeseburger
put
in?
a cheeseburger. Yes, I want cheeseburger as a part of this.
Right.
Yes,
He's meat too, man.
cheeseburger needs to be a part of it. He needs to be the opening. It's like he's the 16 seed against the 1 seed in the tournament.
AC Romero, get him in there.
Have him go against Paul White.
Yeah, there you go.
Paul White in there. All white. There's some more meat. It needs more people. It needs more meat. This is literally Big E's idea from the bump like
It is
2 weeks ago.
It is. It is the biggest.
It is. It's
man.
literally Big E's idea.
You have to get the soundbite of Biggie going off about big meaty men slapping meat. It's one of the funniest things in the world.
Okay.
You gotta find it.
I'll find it.
You gotta find it. But we've been going off about this, but
Like big meaty men
slapping meat. Yeah, it's great. It's from the New Day podcast. It was awesome. Frets, what is your?
God, out of context, this conversation is very different.
Yeah, we're gonna have to clip this like crazy on our social media. But Frets, what is your official decision here?
My official decision here is Wardlow lost his smile. He's lost his smile promo. It's going to be Wardlow.
All right, Wardlow it is. And get that round of applause ready, Will, because that is everything on the AEW Revolution
I
card.
can't believe you didn't lead with that match. Fuck Sting. The Meat Madness match is the real main event.
Oh my god. I'm so happy that this is actually happening. One more bonus question. Since it is AEW, it's the land of the bleeding people. How many matches? This is an official question here.
I hate you.
How many matches will have blood? How many matches are going to have bleeding involved in this? Kayfabe,
How many matches are there?
There's a lot.
8 matches?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10.
There's 10 matches?
Let me double check.
Fuck.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That was good French,
9.
by the way. Well done.
I took French in high school. Didn't last though. But there's 9 actually. My fault. 9.
9 matches. Okay, shit.
Kayfabe has said there's going to be 3, so at least a third of the card is going to bleed.
God damn it! I was thinking the same thing. 3. Okay, matches or participants?
Matches, not participants.
6.
That's a lot, Frets.
Fuck.
That's a lot.
God damn it, Frets. I'm gonna go with 3. No over under. It's got
No
be exact.
over under. It's got to be exact. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. I'm gonna go with 3 as well. I'm stuck between 2 or 3.
I'm gonna go with 2. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 2. I think 2's the safe bet.
YLP's going with 4. That's a good
That's
number.
a great number.
Psychopath.
Anything's possible in AEW at this point when it comes to bleeding. There is no Sting. All right, Sting's bleeding. Like the Sting and Darby Allin and Young Bucks match. There's gonna be
Ric Flair might bleed just watching.
just by
that.
being there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
The bleed crying.
Yeah. It's like, oh my god, he's crying. No, he's having an aneurysm. Like, somebody help him. No, do you have to be a participant in the match? Like, so Flair bleeding cannot be a part of a match like stipulation. Unless Flair gets involved for some odd reason. He was seen talking to the Young Bucks a couple of weeks ago. So it could happen. But that's going to be on a case-by-case basis. We'll review it when the time comes. Be it as it may, it's now time to crown this godforsaken, potentially 4-hour pay-per-view, with 1 crown being the worst thing in the world, 10 crowns being the best thing ever. How well do you think this pay-per-view will be this Sunday, AEW Revolution? We're going to go with you, Mr. Fretz. How good do you think this pay-per-view will be? With it being Sting's potential last match.
I can give it a solid, let's say 7.75.
Okay.
Well, you're Daving us.
that is a big Dave move.
It's a Dave
That is
move.
a big Dave move.
Halves are
I don't
fine.
know,
Half
Dave.
is fine, but 7.525, man.
Didn't Dave 7.75 us a couple of times?
I feel like he 7.37 us a few times.
He did something.
It was one time I was like, no, you can't do that. I was like, Dave, pick a new
I
number.
remember that. You were like, we're not doing this. We're not doing this.
I was like, Dave, that's too absurd. Pick a real number.
1 decimal
Give
point.
a fucking prime number. Pick an actual whole number.
All right, so what are you going with? What are you going with, Will?
I'm gonna go with a solid 7.5.
I'm going to go. I don't expect much from AEW. Although, listen, if Meat Madness goes as crazy as I think it's going to be, it's going to bump to like a 9 real quick, just based on that one match.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a one-match card, man. Sometimes it's a one-match card.
I think here's the problem. I think AEW is building this around Sting. And I think that's going to overshadow everything else on the card, unfortunately. I think they're going to... And it's warranted, yes, because it's Sting, and he is literally an icon of the industry, and he's everything that you think he is. He's really tall, too. I met him in person. Like a really big dude. Yeah, he's a huge man.
Huge.
He's everything that you think he is, and a little bit then some. However... I think it's going to overshadow it to an unsavory point. Like, I think they're going to do too much of highlighting Sting's retirement. That it might take...
How much footage... Here's the thing, though. How much footage can they actually use?
I don't think it's going to be footage. I think it's going to be a bunch of, like, old-time wrestlers coming out to congratulate. Like, it's going to be...
like testimonials?
Yeah,
like a video
it's going to be a
testimonial kind of thing?
lot
Okay.
of that, but I think it's going to overshadow the night. Again, does he deserve that? Yes. He does. But there's other things on this card that deserve the spotlight as well.
Here's the thing. You do that on the weeks building up to the pay-per-view.
So like this week.
I'm saying the past 6 weeks. They announced this match like 6 months ago, right? So you literally got to be like starting 2 months ago, 3 months ago, once a week. You just do a vignette, like remembering Sting, building up to the pay-per-view. And the pay-per-view is about the match, not the actual story. Like he's saving his storytelling for the pay-per-view if he does that, which you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to finish the story at the pay-per-view.
Correct.
And build it in the weeks building up. So like it's like how the Hall of Fame, they always announce 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Like the weeks coming up, or return vignettes. They stagger them through a few weeks.
Yeah.
Like you gotta do that and build everything.
Yeah. And I don't think they're going to do that. So with that being said, unfortunately, this has the potential to be at least an 8. Potential, but I think it's going to go to a 7. I'm going to go to the low number. I'm going to go 7 on this one. with this. I hope for the best, but I know AEW's track record, especially with sticking the finish. Again, I present to you the exploding barbed wire death match. Just watch that. Let me know how you feel about the product after that. So that being said, we have come to the end of the show. Once again, I want to thank Mr. Fretz for being a part of the show on such a last minute, because Eddie Kingston took out Kay's internet yet again. Such a shame being in Queens. So Fretz, the floor is yours. Sting mask and all. Promote what you want to promote. Go right ahead.
Yeah, so you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram and the other socials like Freds and Blue Sky when I remember to use them, at Fretzlemania, Fretzle Mania. I am doing
such a dick, Fretz. Not Fretz, I mean Will.
Sorry. I can't help it. It's a tick.
Go ahead, Fretz.
Yes, I do a podcast. I'm currently covering the Attitude Era in the year 2000, and this week's podcast, pending that I actually get time to record it, will be my 150th episode
Woohoo!
on Wrestle Addict Radio. So I've looked ahead. I've watched actually a bit of the show. Mae Young gets put through a table. Not that time. There's another one.
God damn it.
Yeah. We built.
Fretz, I'm so jealous that you can stick to watching week by week, because I keep telling myself I'm going to go back and watch the Attitude Era. I'm stuck in April 97 on ECW. I'm stuck there. I haven't touched it in months. Your dedication to rewatching everything is impeccable.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, I might be doing 97 sometime in the future, so put a pin in that. I got a Bret
97's
Hart
fun,
story.
dude. 97 is really fun. It's when Bret Hart's actually good, and ECW is coming up there. And did I mention Bret Hart's actually good?
Yes, you did. You did mention Bret Hart's actually good. So
and then it ends with DX. Put it that way.
Yeah, break it down. Anywho, ready to get out of here and start going to the post show. I'm gonna go old school on this outro too. It's gonna be great.
Oh God.
Yeah, some people will know what I'm talking about when I get there, but you'll see. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about, so I'm gonna find out.
You will. You will in a second.
Should I play a Jericho music?
No, not that old school. Don't fucking play that fucking song. My God. Do not, Jesus Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 369, The Stinger, because Sting, the Icon, is going to retire this Sunday at AEW Revolution, pending he doesn't show up in a salmon suit. Of course, I've been your host, King Ricky Rose. You can find me at Ambassador Biggs across all social media outlets: Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, some people's DMs, less people's text messages. Ambassador Biggs. There it is.
There it is.
There it is. Ha 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 ha. Someone's laughing in the comments. Find the Kings of the Rings podcast at KOTR _podcast across all social media outlets. Like, share, subscribe, leave us 5-star reviews. Listen to us wherever you listen to all of your podcasts by subscribing to Wrestle Addict Radio, the cure for the common wrestling podcast, which is home to the YLP podcast. Mr. YLP was here in the chat. Fretzlemania podcast, he was our guest on the show, and the Brace for Impact podcast, which reviewed TNA Genesis from 2009 recently in our most recent episode. The links to all of that are in the description below, including some of our fantastic merch. Again, links to all of that are in the description below. Shout out to everybody who was in our chat. People from our Discord, Hall of Famers are in our chat as well. It was a really, really fun time. Will Tarashak.
Yeah, man, we got a great community, guys. So if you made it this far into the podcast, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on iTunes, Spotify, or YouTube, hit that like button, subscribe, follow the show. Join our Discord. Discord is a lot of fun. We just bullshit back and forth with each other. And there's probably about 25, 30 of us. It's a good place to hang out, talk some wrestling, and shoot the shit. So join us. It's a lot of fun. We do a good time here. Fretz, you're one of our OG first fans. You're in the top 5 in terms of order of actually knowing our fans. So you are an OG and my brother. I'm so happy we get the podcast together.
Yeah. Anything else you have to say, Fretz?
It's always fun to come on here. even if it's a last minute deal and you caught me on my night off.
You're welcome.
I love it. I love the network. I love podcasting here, and yeah, it's always a good time. Anytime you want me.
Absolutely, because we built stars here. Take that, AEW. When we come back next week,
Wow. Wow.
Listen,
We did create a banana.
we did create a banana. We did. When we come back next week on the show, maybe I'll have a special guest. We're going to return to Wednesdays for maybe the final month ever. We're going to talk about AEW. Hopefully Sting retired. Hopefully a lot of people bled. Hopefully there aren't that many super kicks from that. And hopefully all of you guys return for our 370th official episode. So until then, folks, goodbye. Good night. We'll see you soon. It's a big Canadian show this week, so I do have to end this with one Canadian, but I just absolutely detest. It's you, Slack. Fuck you, Slack.
I forget he's Canadian.
Yeah.
You Slack.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
Bam. All right, let me stop recording.
Yeah, so you want to...
Right.
So wait, Will, have you heard about... Welcome to the post show, everybody, by the way. The Tip of the Crown post show, we have all our favorite tweets and memes all in the center. Have you heard about this John Cena OnlyFans?
I saw the thing. I saw the back and forth in the Discord, like Randy Orton and shit.
Mhm.
I'm like, this can't be real.
It's real.
What is going on?
He has a link to an OnlyFans.
It's for a movie. It's for
a movie?
Yeah.
that he's filming. He's filming.
That is so funny.
I kind of want to see it, but I don't want to create a profile.
It's free, friends. You don't have to pay anything for it. It's fine. The John Cena OnlyFans.
God, how much do you think John Cena would charge?
Metaphor versus.
And what if it's just pictures of an empty mirror because you can't see him and people pay for it and they love it?
He just edits out his silhouette.
Yeah.
I'd be so down
honestly,
for it.
that would be such a good troll. Like if he charged like $3 a month, I bet 100,000. I bet 100,000 people would do it just because the memes, just because the jokes are funny.
I wouldn't blame. I wouldn't blame him. I wouldn't blame him at all. I'd be so happy.
We got Noam Dar versus Dempsey for the Heritage Cup right now.
Oh, you mean Regal's son?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tama Tonga is apparently coming to WWE.
I'll believe it when I see it. Although Tama Tonga,
Yeah.
if he goes to WWE, huge get for them. Big fan of
Big
his.
time.
Big fan of his. You can instantly put him anywhere, and he'll succeed. Speaking of WWE and stuff, so apparently WWE season pass DLCs came out, and they're adding Punk as a like the first DLC to 2K24.
He should be in the game.
Oh,
You managed to take out Brock Lesnar. You can't put in CM Punk.
they probably knowing Punk and knowing how much of a nerd Punk is, he definitely is doing like he probably wants to do the actual character model scan and all that stuff. He's not doing anything else.
That's fair.
You know, I really
Nice.
hope he commentates on
I totally forget how hard it is to like add just someone in a video game. You're probably not gonna be ready
you
until the
can't
DLC.
just
is
do it. Yeah.
I mean, they could make it free DLC if they weren't bitches about it.
Kratz, what do you got for me? You seem pretty
Right.
tense here.
Shawn Spears is back in NXT.
Yes, the perfect 10. Yes. This is a total Canadian takeover today. This is amazing.
He did the. There's a silhouette. He's got a chair in his hand. Oh, there he is. I think he attacked.
Don't do AEW Shawn Spears. That did not work well.
He didn't really do anything.
He hit Cody with a chair in the head, and that was the end of it.
He hit. You know those friggin' vignettes with all the words and shit.
It was him.
Lately.
It was him. That's kind of
It looks like
that's a waste.
It looks like it.
That's a waste.
Remember when everyone thought it was Okada, but Okada signed with AEW instead?
Such a cop out Okada, but whatever. It's like Shohei signing with the Dodgers. I was like, you son of a bitch.
It was actually a really
Wrong
cool
empire.
visual. the lights go out and there's a silhouette in the ring and you see a chair. It looked pretty cool. I'm just seeing it now.
I DVR'd it, so
And-
like I will be watching it at some point this week.
I'm just waiting for the Yankees to sign Blake Snell and
Oh.
get this shit over with.
I am too.
I am sorry. I am sorry if that was. I will know next time to shut my mouth.
Well, you were excited. You were excited.
What?
Okay.
Dude, I don't watch NXT. I'm glad you told me. Although Ricky, I totally am down to go to that NXT show for WrestleMania.
Yeah, no, I definitely.
It's because
It's
it wouldn't. It's like it's $50 and it wouldn't disappoint.
$50 club level. It's a good pregame before we go to actually pregame WrestleMania.
Yes. Yes. It's literally lunch.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So I can
We're doing lunch at NXT.
Yeah, no, I definitely got to do that. No, I'm gonna be because I've never done outside of the takeovers during Mania Week. I've never done like a stand and deliver when they like rebranded and stuff. And Shawn Michaels NXT is fun. It's been a fun time.
I have no problem going to watch NXT.
Yeah, it's always a fun time seeing.
It's a lot of wrestling for one day. That's I'm gonna like want to kill myself.
You're gonna
afterwards,
power
but-
through. You're gonna power through.
Yeah, I'll power.
Listen,
through.
as long as you're not Dave the last time we were in Philly. Remember the end of the night at like Rumble? He had like 7 belts on.
And it was so funny because he didn't have actual belts, so his pants kept falling down.
Yeah.
Dude, he's the only man in history who has 4 belts in his hand, but his pants are still falling down.
Couldn't hold him up.
He's just holding them all up.
So funny. Oh my god. It's fucking rich. Absolutely rich.
I almost texted Dave today to see if he's going to be at Mania.
I have a feeling
If
he might.
is, he probably will be. As we get closer, I'll text him because I would love to see Dave and grab a drink with him.
I need to find out if Ant's gonna be there too. If he's still
Yeah,
in Jersey.
He is. He's in South Jersey. He moved. They got a bigger house now.
Yeah.
But they're in the Philly area because they're Philly fans.
Yeah, I mean he's essentially a Disney princess now. He's like not a Disney affiliate, but he runs like a Disney podcast with his wife.
Yeah, him and his wife do a Disney podcast. They're YouTube. They reached the threshold to be monetized on YouTube.
Yeah.
So good for them.
For him, yeah. I'm gonna call him the Disney princess now. Rant with that.
He is such a Disney princess. Dude. That's what happens. That's what happens when you live with 3 women and two of them are literally toddlers. No, one of them is in second. I think they're older ones in like 2nd grade or something, 1st grade.
Something like that. All right.
Something.
Are we ready for a couple of rounds of Am I the Asshole?
Oh
yeah.
You know it. Here, let me.
Yeah, I need. Give me some time to find one. So, for those of you guys who are new here on our post show, Am I the Assholes? We go to Reddit. We look at the Am I the Asshole Reddit page.
It's usually Taquan. Taquan's usually the asshole. Let's look at the things he
Usually.
puts in the chat.
And I tried
hell.
to find the most obscure Am I the Asshole question, and we'd have a discussion about it. It's just literally a time waster before I go and edit, and it's a time waster so Will can upload the show. As
Yeah, give
well.
me 3 minutes. It's done. I just gotta upload
Exactly.
it.
Winner, chicken dinner here. This is also deemed not enough info, so we can leave ourselves to our own devices. Am I the asshole
Good.
for asking my niece to stop speaking French around my dyslexic wife? Okay.
Maybe you might be. To be honest, I have no idea. Tell me more.
Okay, so here we go. Here we go. My wife, 28 female, Sarah, and I, male 30, have been married for 5 years. Great for you guys. She's incredible, loving, and my favorite person in the world. Now my entire family has a tradition of learning and speaking French. Are you Canadian? It's always been a fun way for us to bond. Wow, family dynamics are pretty wild there. I've never heard of family like, you know what we like to do for fun? We learn a new language. Rosetta Stone was out for a reason, folks. However, for Sarah, it's been a bit of a challenge. Sarah has tried for years to pick up the language, but due to her dyslexia, she's found it extremely difficult. It's been a great source of frustration and insecurity for her, especially when we're around my family who like to speak French with each other. My niece, who's 17 and female, is staying with us for a while. She speaks English and French too, and understandably speaks a lot of French around the house. While I understand it's just a normal thing for her, it's been a bit upsetting for Sarah. She feels excluded from our conversation, and she started to trying to brush up on it, but it's just stressing her out and hitting a nerve. Given the situation, I approached my niece and asked if she could try to speak more English around my wife. I explained that it wasn't about controlling her choices, but about helping Sarah feel more comfortable and included in conversations. Fortunately, my niece did not take it well. She accused me of prioritizing Sarah's difficulties over her comfort, her being the niece, and claimed that I was asking her to suppress her identity. I'm not sure.
God, shut up. Stop it.
I'm not
She's an asshole.
sure if I handled it the right way. Am I the asshole for asking my niece to stop speaking French around my wife?
No, not at all. Because you
Not
did it
that.
appropriately and you did it the right way. This child is entitled and a piece of shit.
Yeah, I
listen.
lean towards not the asshole either.
Yeah, I'm like, listen,
No.
I understand, like, from the perspective of, like, you can't understand what's going on in the conversation. Now, if it's in public with strangers, like, if that bothers you, I don't understand that. I genuinely don't understand how people, like, if you're in a Taco Bell and these two Asian women are speaking Mandarin to each other, I understand how that bothers
What
you.
a
I just don't
wild
understand.
scenario that was in my head.
Yeah, this, you know, but
Yeah.
it or on a bus, you know,
Yeah,
two
yeah.
people speaking Spanish. You know, I'm taking a bus to to Jersey City, and these fucking people are speaking Spanish. Like, I don't understand why that bothers people. However, in a family setting like this, and it's a little more intimate, yeah, you want to know what's being said because there's some little piece of you who is speaking a different language about you. It's like, oh, they're talking shit about me, right? That thought always comes through your head for like a split second, like, oh, they're talking shit about me. So I understand wanting to understand the conversations going on. The dyslexic is a reading in like
You mix up letters and numbers.
yes. So like I understand how that's like a dyslexia has to do with an auditory thing. Like dyslexia is very much a visual mental thing, not an auditory
It can
thing.
still be auditory as well. So yeah.
It can
Yeah.
be? Okay. As far as I knew, because like I know people who have dyslexia and we don't text for a very specific reason.
Smart move.
Yeah. It's because we have texted before and that we get into arguments because they're missing key points to what I'm trying to say
Correct.
because they can't read and understand it properly.
Yes.
So it's always like, what the fuck am I doing? Let me just call
Let's just
you.
call
Let
and
me
talk about it. Yeah.
just call.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, dyslexia is no joke.
Yeah, no, it's rough.
So, like, no, you're not an asshole for asking your niece, which could be the first time,
yeah.
to choose to speak English around someone who can't speak your other language that makes you feel comfortable in the moment.
It's also your house.
How old is this niece?
Yeah.
17.
How old is it?
17.
Like, does my
yeah, the
wife's
niece-
comfort mean nothing to you? Or is your comfort to speak with your identity more important than my wife's comfort, who can't understand French?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are we talking
I
about?
also go back to it's their house. She is a visitor
It's
in
also
their
their
house.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a visitor in their house.
Yep.
So
And as a cashier in a tourist town, I can confirm from a bilingual lady that lives in my town who speaks fluent French that they are talking shit about you in French because she's in the line behind them, and she's just like, just so you know, they were talking shit about you. I can pick it up.
that's a gem of a woman.
Tabernacle.
You better give her the
heard
employee
Tabernacle.
discount all the time, Freds.
No, I can't do that. Like, she's a sweetheart, but yeah, we can't do that. I heard tabernacle in there. I heard calice in there as well. I heard a couple of the French swears, so they were talking smack.
I still say give her the employee discount. That woman's doing the Lord's work. All right, here we go. I think we're gonna do the final one because I do want to end tonight a little early so I can go back to editing and stuff. Here's a good one. Will I be the asshole?
Will I be?
Will I be the
That's
asshole? Yeah,
different.
this is a good one. Will I be the asshole for asking my fiance to remove someone as a bridesmaid because of something she said while inebriated? I got to know what was said. Yeah. Okay. So here we go.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, context, please.
Yeah.
okay.
Starts out by saying, I'm lucky enough to be engaged to the woman of my dreams. Must be fucking nice. She's perfect in every way, and the wedding is currently scheduled for next June. I'm not bitter. Right now, along with my fiance, I have a very close friend living with us. She was my roommate in college and basically family. interesting dynamic. 5 months ago, she found out she was pregnant when she was told her entire life it was impossible for her to have kids. She was ecstatic, but her boyfriend, in case it comes up, he was also my roommate and basically family. Makes a lot more sense. It's like two guys, a girl, and a pizza place. Her boyfriend, her boyfriend wasn't ecstatic and begged for her to have an abortion. Wow. Basically, yeah. Basically, she thought she'd never have another chance, but they were absolutely not in any position to raise a kid at the moment. Their relationship got very strained, and she ended up having a miscarriage. That sucks. 1 week after, she found out her boyfriend was having an emotional affair with a coworker. Jesus Christ.
What is an emotional? What does that mean?
Oh, it's hard to describe. It's like it's everything that you would get from like a physical, but it's just the emotional.
So they're not fucking?
No. That's what it reads to me, yeah. But
Is it really cheating then?
It's up to interpretation.
Yeah.
It's really up to interpretation. They broke up and she ended up also getting into a massive fight with her family. Obviously, I moved her into my place ASAP. While she was definitely struggling for a while, I'm glad to say she seems to be slowly healing. A few nights ago, my fiance had some of her friends over, all of which are bridesmaids. My friend joined them and all of them ended up getting pretty drunk. Of course. My fiance falls asleep pretty fast when she's drunk, so I carried her up to her room and tucked her in so I could take care of everyone else. What a good husband or fiance. My friend at that point had started drinking really heavily and looked kind of sick, so I walked her up to her bedroom and held her hair for about 20 minutes while she puked. Been there before. When I figured she had enough out of her system, I left her to go check on the other girls and get them home. I was walking down the steps and heard one of her friends make a comment about me helping my friend up, quote, because I wanted to get in her pants. Ooh, the claws have come out. The other girls around her immediately told her off. We're all aware of my friend's situation, by the way, and I just stood obstructed on the stairway, trembling in anger. I managed to calm down temporarily, come down and send them all home in Ubers. I had offered to drive them before, but in all honesty, I felt so angry. I did not want to be in that position. That's a lot of money, though. 3 days later, and I'm still angry. I genuinely don't ever want to be in the same room as this woman ever again, let alone have her 8 feet away from us as I take my vows. I haven't told my fiance any of this yet, but I was planning to do so tomorrow, as well as request her friend at least be removed from having a role, if not flat out uninvited to the wedding. So would I be the asshole for asking to remove her for something she said when she was drunk?
It depends how good of a friend they are. Like, is this girl like your fiance's best friend, or is it kind of like we needed an extra, so we invited Angela?
Mm-hmm.
Like it depends on the relationship, but I think you got to be honest.
Yeah. So
this is what I want. This is what I'm feeling.
Yeah. So he made a couple of points here. He made four extra points. Point one. First, my fiance and her friends do not have problems with alcohol. My fiance is a lightweight, and none of her friends were blackout drunk or anything that far. Oh, so this is a conscious thought too. The only person who puked was my friend. Passing out because you drank too much and falling asleep after a couple of drinks are two entirely different things. I really got to spell it out here because this is getting ridiculous. Every girl not living in my house had 3 to 4 drinks that night, even enough that none of them were getting behind the wheel, but not enough that they were all massively hammered and completely out of control. My fiance had maybe 3 drinks, fell asleep 30 minutes after, not passed out, blah, 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 blah. My friend was the only...
I wonder how old these people are.
Me
It
too.
sounds like they're in their mid 30s.
Maybe.
And yeah, dude, when you get older, you can't handle your liquor as well.
Yes.
That's just what happens.
So point 2, at absolutely no point have I ever indicated that I was going to take action or demand before talking to my fiance about the whole story and the issue. I now intend to talk to the bridesmaid as well before I request anything. I understand I'm being a little overly sensitive. I kind of disagree. The reality is the whole situation has been harsh and shitty for everyone involved. In particular, I know I've been very defensive of my friend given her current situation with her family, and it's entirely possible some of his anger towards the bridesmaid was redirected from things my friend's sisters have said and done to her in recent history. All was being said, there is absolutely positively nothing more between me and my friend besides a deeply platonic relationship. It is possible. I do not have romantic sexual feelings to my friend at all, nor am I insecure about society telling me I can't have a woman can't have women friends without wanting to sleep with them. I'm just worried about my friend.
It's hard.
It's very difficult.
You're saying the quiet.
It's hard.
You're saying
I'm
the
not-
quiet pout out loud, guys.
Not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it's really hard.
I'm just worried about my friends who's still in a pretty bad place, and blah, blah, blah. Oh, and I feel very insulted. Someone would insinuate I'd be taking advantage of at her in such a state. Valid point. Final point. She has not been living with us for 5 months. She found out she was pregnant 5 months ago. Her miscarriage happened approximately 2 months ago, and she moved into my place about 2 weeks after that. So with all of that information and context, will he be the asshole?
No. Alcohol is truth serum.
Like I said, yeah, they weren't that drunk. Like 3 to 4 drinks, and alcohol brings out some truths.
If you demand it, you could be an asshole.
That is,
if you demanded it.
That I think that's where my thing is too. Is that I don't think he should demand. I think he needs to have a healthy conversation between with his fiance and maybe also the bridesmaid involved as well.
I don't think your request is absurd or too far or ridiculous, but there's some steps you should take before that decision is made.
Yes. Yeah.
Have a talk.
Yeah, we need to have an adult conversation, folks. Sit down and have a difficult
if that
conversation.
Doesn't go well, fuck her.
See you later. Yeah. Especially if she doesn't back down.
If it's confrontational, then
Especially doesn't back down, that's a red flag for me. You got
like you have some valid concerns here, but there's some steps you can take. You're going to DEFCON 3 real quick.
Yeah, no need.
Potentially.
No need right now.
So, well, I like the fact that you're asking, would I be an asshole, means you're not an asshole, but I think by default, because you want permission, and we're not going to give it to you.
And you're asking for advice.
Yeah.
Is he though, or is he asking for permission? I feel like sometimes low key he's asking for permission.
Sometimes it does sound like he might be asking for permission to be an asshole. Yeah.
Also, you're asking the internet and not just having this conversation.
I know, dude.
I know that's
post that on Reddit.
Listen.
I know that's the point of Reddit, but still.
The internet's undefeated. I will never go against the internet most of the time. And also, talking to strangers is kind of my profession. That's the whole basis of therapy. Talk to a stranger about your issues. A highly trained stranger, but a stranger nonetheless. Without strangers, I don't have a job. Without people going insane, I also don't have a profession. Like
well, Ricky, you live in America. You've been working for a long time.
I will. Yes, I will. I'll be in service for a very, very long time. But yeah, no. Listen, sometimes you gotta speak. You gotta bring your concerns out to the void, speak into the void, and maybe you'll be surprised at what comes back to you. It's interesting stuff. But I like the one, and I think on that note, we are going to end it. Show's uploaded.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Thank you guys for joining us and sticking around and all of that hot stuff. We will see you guys all next week, hopefully. Yeah. Bye. Bye. Fuck you, Slack. Bye.
Bye.
Midnight music.